as at the end of a uproarious situation in the cemetery, Trinity Cemetery, up in the Upper West Side, running away from what seems to be an army of the undead that erupted from their graves, from their coffins, from the mausoleums, from the catacombs of this vast cemetery, which is it will be better displayed now if when it loads. If it'll load for you, as you got yourself to the edges, to the streets, you realized that conveniently there was a police presence, and this the police quickly started coming down the roads, their searchlights on, their sirens and lights, and police lights on, and cornered some of you in different locations. Now let's see, where are you guys? Oh yeah. Okay, so you guys are. You guys should now see the improved scale of the map. That is almost true to scale now. Yeah.
I want to know the side. I know that because it has a river drive thing.
Oh yeah. So here's what happened. I moved you guys, as I noted last week. Your actual escape route, if you looked at what this actually looks like using Google Maps, would have been impossible. You would have trapped yourselves. It's not possible. So I just retconned it so you ran south instead of north.
Perfect. Thank you.
Okay. To make it, well, I'm a stickler for certain types of believability, and that's just one in which it is New York, and it is as it is, and the great geography is as it is. And you would have been running into basically this black line up here is actually a wall, because what happens is that half of the street goes up on a ramp to Riverside Drive, and the other one splits. So this actually starts going downhill from here to here. So you would have been going downhill. This is a wall that at this point is probably 10 feet high, 2-3 meters high. You would have had to jump the wall. It doesn't make sense. Assuming the wall was there in 1920s. That just in case, I just kind of made it like this. Anyway, it's easier to run away this way. You have a lot more opportunities to run away. By the way, this street is humongous. This is 4 lanes, actually, over here. This is a 4-lane. This is Broadway. This is a 4-lane road, and it has some medians, some tree-covered medians in the center. So it's a really huge fucking road. So Boothby, you are here. Boothby, you have to understand, all your tokens are here. They are just now to scale, because I got really picky about. Yeah, but you are here. You're over here.
Oh, over there.
You're over here.
All right.
Because you are the size of Godzilla. No, Boothby, you have to. Oops. See that token I'm moving? That's you.
Oh.
You got to zoom in, my man. Like I said, I made this to scale. You have to maximum zoom in, and you will see yourself.
That other token that I just dropped on them.
I got rid of it for you.
Oh, thank you.
It's gone.
Holy cow.
So this map is pretty big, and I think it'll load. Yeah, I just want to let you know, we fucked up. This is way fucking bigger than I read. Way fucking bigger. So I don't care. It doesn't matter. Narratively, the things that happened, right? It's that, you might have ran longer, and it might have taken you a little bit longer to get out, but it is what it is. So Boothby, you are basically lying bleeding on a sidewalk.
Yeah.
On Broadway, between 155th and 152nd Street. And then we've got Dr. Nevada Jones is being harangued by a police car, which has pulled up. I've tried to make the police car have little lights on them. Which hence the some of the tokens, when I did it right, have I gotta do this one. Hold up. No. 3 meters. Tint red. now it comes out like a circle. The police lights on. All right, great. And so you've got police officers already coming out. They're armed, and then what's happening over here is that I believe over here is going to be our dear detective, and there are two cars who have pulled up on him. One of them is an unmarked sedan, black, doesn't look like a police car.
Sure.
And Leroy Turner has gone running at full speed down the street towards Riverside Drive. You guys don't really know where the hell he's gone. He's in the shadows over here. The police are probably yelling down the street as he's about to turn the corner over here. Okay, so here's the situation. Only a couple of seconds after the police show up and you've been running, you've been running away from what seem to be, of course, corpses. You hear the police kind of yelling. They must have seen some kind of movement in the back, because what's actually over here at the edges of the park is mostly trees and bushes. And what I now realize is that this sidewalk actually represents a wall. There's a wall because some parts of the cemetery are actually, they're above the level of the sidewalk in the cemetery. And so it's almost a 5-foot wall, concrete wall that surrounds the cemetery. And the cemetery is either level with it or even high. And so there's bushes all around here. You happen to be running out of a gate. It's exactly what you said. This is a low-lying area. There seems to be some roads, a single sort of dirt track that goes into this big gate. You shot it. You ran. You ran off. The police showed up right around, conveniently, right around that time, as soon as the gunshots started going off, apparently. And they shot past you. You turn around. You're the closest, Detective Whitworth, and you see that the bodies that must have been following you are no longer up. You have no idea if the police shot them or not, but you basically see in the street lights that line this road, two basically corpses sprawled on the dirt road just inside the gate behind you. You stand on the sidewalk, and police officers have their guns pointed at you from the vehicle.
Okay. I surrender to them. I lower my gun, and I ask for help because I still have the major wound, so I kind of need help.
Yes, you do. And they're like, "Put your hands up! Get down!" And the police officers start moving towards you. Nevada Jones, you already know that there was some police officers where you sort of kind of distracted them. I believe sufficiently, successfully, that they took their attention off of you and ran down the sidewalk just a little. Now it's a precarious situation because they could turn around and come after you, give you foot chase along the brightly lit urban streets. And they probably already asked you for your ID. So they probably already know who you are. Michael Dees, you are essentially bleeding on the ground, unconscious, dying. So as I sort of said, I kind of feel that this requires a narrative resolution as opposed to a real-time, roll-by-roll resolution. Because besides cunning Elizabeth Cummings, who has gotten herself in between the alleys and extricated herself at the moment from this scenario, from the immediate sight of the police officers. This is still a Saturday night, and Broadway is filled with cars passing by. You guys, you didn't exactly show up here at like 5 a.m. So this is an active road, even at this far up. There are people on the streets, especially on the much more brightly lit side where Michael Dees is. So, how do we want to resolve this situation? Now I'm going to ask you as a group. Let's think. What do you think is really going to happen here? And what are viable opportunities? Again, Nevada Jones, you do have enough of a distraction because of the police fire that you could probably start running. The
I
question
thought,
is,
yeah, I thought
are you
the
gonna get away?
policeman ran past me, right? Or well, he talked to me
did.
first, and then he went to check out what his buddy was doing because it was taking so long.
Well,
And he
he
heard the
did.
shooting.
He heard the shooting. I'm going to compress that time. I mean, he was talking to you. The shooting happened while he was probably asked you for your put the handcuffs on. Let's say he may or may not have grabbed your wallet. But the point is, he's not that far behind. It's now that I've made this appropriate. Like he ran off, but you're going to have a head start if you start running. But it's
yeah,
him and his point.
Has he already taken my wallet?
Roll me a luck check.
Okay. Because that's like the important thing to know. If he doesn't know who I am, I will start running. If he does know who I am, I won't start running.
Okay.
So I haven't identified myself, but
okay. He didn't take your wallet yet, so he hasn't looked at. He hasn't. He was asking you for identification, which at this point would have, if you could have a driver's license at this point in New York City, you may have you might. It's the early 19. Not everyone has cars, so again, it's not custom because not everyone has a ready to go ID like they do in these days. So you could have said, "I don't drive," and maybe he was going to search you, found the wallet, and got was going to look but was distracted when the gunfire went off. So you can run. You can run down the street, with handcuffed behind your back, which means you're going to have to roll a dexterity check because you might fall.
okay, all right, you fuck.
As you run in a blind panic.
Dexterity.
Okay, so that's something you're going to want to do. Whitworth, you're got your hands up. You're definitely completely acquiescing to the demands of the police officers. Okay, fine. And they'll come towards you. One of them with his snub-nosed 38 out, and then other men in dark suits and fedoras. Not unlike your picture, come walking towards you. And at which point you hear the two police officers who are, let's say, halfway in between over here. Right there. What's going on? Okay, dexterity, extreme success. I also going to need you to roll me a stealth check to make sure that you definitely get out of there without them noticing, Mr. Nevada Jones. That's an extreme. So you're going to be able to move and move through the crowd and dodge cars wherever you go. You have an excellent dex check, so you have no problem making your way. I just want to know how stealth. If they catch you out of the corner of their eye or not. So give me a stealth check. Do you run in the shadows along the building?
Yep.
A stealth check. I mean,
stealth. That's stealth. Yeah. Oh fuck.
Okay. No. So you're at that moment you're sort of you start running the corner. One of the police officers kind of turns around. It must have might have had almost his peripheral vision. He turns and he sees you, and he's like, "Halt!" As you turn the corner, and you hear a gunshot go off.
Do I get hit?
Nope.
Okay, I'm going to continue running then.
You don't get hit. I'm going to say it. You hear a gunshot go off. You probably hear brick shattering, but you get yourself around the corner, right around the time that the guy shoots. All right. So that is where we are. So I kind of want to know what's going to happen here. Yuri, you see that. Miss Elizabeth, you're going to hear the yelling and the gunshot. And you can, I don't know if you can see the police because there might be a fence here that you jumped over. Because I mean, I know it looks like an alley, but there may or may not be stuff in between. But whether or not you probably see the muzzle flash because the police were basically right here. They were right here. Right, you can see them down the alley.
Okay.
And hear them as they yell and turn and shoot. So you see that. Boofy, you don't see anything because you're dying.
The two guys with the fedoras, they came from the first car, right?
They came from this car over here. The car that doesn't have police lights on it.
Okay. Do I recognize any kind of uniform or face?
You don't know who these guys are.
Okay, so I'm gonna cross the street. Or try to. I'm gonna start moving.
The police
to
officer comes towards you and he says, "Stop." Or are we?
Okay. I just wanted him to pay attention to me. Just that.
Okay.
Then I stop. Okay.
Okay. All right. So you do. All right. So you do that as okay. You're trying to distract them. But these police officers here, they kind of yell, "O'Connell! He's getting away!" And they start running.
And now it's just me and the other guys, right?
Yep.
Okay.
All right. So we're gonna go like this. That's an excellent dex check. So, but the chase rules are such that we need to make a con check, because a Constitution check is really the crux of it. So you are going to be able to run without you getting any kind of interference. But what I want for you is they're going to roll con checks, and that's going to be how we determine whether you can keep your movement or improve your movement. It's your speed roll, essentially. So I'm going to need a con check from you.
Who's that? Kai, me?
No, you're not running. You're not running. Nevada Jones. Right?
Oh,
Nevada
for me,
Jones,
sorry.
you're the person. Yeah, you're the person. You're the only person who's running. Because what's happening is that Elizabeth is sneaking.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Moving down dark alleys. No one knows. No one. You are running. You're actually being chased with the cops. Right?
Yep.
So remember, the speed roll adjusts each participant's movement rate for the duration of this chase. And so every character and vehicle has a movement rate. It depends on the driver's skill, while a character's foot speed depends on their physical condition. You make a con roll to test your physical condition and endurance. So in this case, you have a normal success, so you have no change to the move rate for the duration of this chase. And what is your move rate?
My move rate is, I think it was, I know it, it's 9 times, it's like, what was it? 121 miles, something like that, I think.
You can run 121 miles in turn.
Because it was nine times, how much was it?
I think it's meters or yards.
Oh yeah, sorry, yeah. Miles, not what am I
it's
talking about?
meters slash yards. So you can run 5 times your movement speed in meters during your turn.
All right, in that case, 5 times 9 is 45. Sorry, my bad.
Awesome.
That's 121 foot. That's why I got confused.
Yeah, assuming you're sprinting, right?
Yeah, I am.
So that is basically the dash action. Otherwise, if you're moving around in combat, it is essentially 1 meter per point of movement. So normally, while you're running up, you can move 8 yards, which is, essentially like 30 feet. So it's not too off from D&D. But what's bigger is if you're running, it increases your actual combat, your speed. In other words, you're not like combat running. You're fucking running full sprint. Holy shit, the monster is going to eat me, or the police are going to capture me. All right, yeah. So then let's get your right. So let's get your guy. Your guy would have been here, and then you would have gone So you can run 45 meters. You would have been there. And now, which way? Now, actually, so you would have moved your guy to started, right? I mean, cinematically, that's when you start. You start your movement, and
I
you
did start
running.
on this side though.
So,
I think. Or is that...
I mean,
wait, did the map flip?
No, the map didn't flip. No,
Okay,
you're over here, man. You're over here.
Okay,
You're over here.
yeah.
You're over here. Yeah,
Yeah,
you're
I
over
see
here.
myself. I see myself.
Yeah, you're over here. Yeah, so so you made a little movement. You were sneaking over here, and you got to here, and that's when the cop sees you, and that's when you start running, and he misses. So I need you to measure out your 45. Your 45. Did I get this right? Your movement from there, right? So that's what I need. Right,
Alright,
8 meters, and if the sprinting, yeah. So I need to know your 40. Yeah, your 45 meters. Which direction is that going to be? Your 45 meters.
So over here, because I assume the cops
right,
are behind me, right?
Yeah, you're going right down the road, and you're going to have a lot of some startled people who were kind of walking around, and probably there were some people who were already, gathered over here across the street, watching you. Yeah, watching this all happen, and then you start running, and they start screaming, "He's getting away!"
I'm not going to yell anything back. I'm just going to keep focusing on just sprinting down.
All right. Okay. Great. Oh, now the police are going to have to roll a con check. I don't really have. I don't think I have anything that even relates to police.
There's nothing in the compendium.
I'm gonna see if I got it. I don't know. Cops. I suppose so, but I mean, I paid money for it. There it is. Occupations. Police officer. And do I have NPCs? Did they give me? I mean, it would have been nice to get stuff considering when I paid. But I don't think I have it. So look, I'm just gonna roll 40%. We'll see how it goes. One cop, nope. The other cop. Okay, so one cop falls behind.
Too many donuts.
Completely. The other cop, basically turns the corner. Right. Because the police officers were themselves. Actually, consider they were in the middle of the road here, walking away down the sidewalk. So the police officer pretty much runs. I mean, yeah, back to the car, back to where you were. That's about as far as they get, right? While you're running, the other one huffs and puffs and can't make it. All right, Miss Elizabeth, what are you doing as you're walking down the sort of alleyways and in between the two buildings?
Gingerly making my way to the street, seeing if there's a cab I can hail.
Roll me a luck check. As you may or may not have to maybe climb a fence here and there, but I think that's well. What can I say? You hail a cab, and it stops. Miss, what's going on?
Can you take me downtown, please?
Well, of course. Well, man, I see a lot of police lights. I hope everything's safe. Yeah, you better get out of here. Come on in.
Thank you.
All right.
Ritz-Carlton, please.
Yes, ma'am. And
what a cow.
And you know what? Yeah. What do you think was going to happen? What do you think Miss Cummings is going to do?
Ritz-Carlton.
Let me go save everyone.
Did you really expect anything less? Lord, what were you thinking? That was not going to happen. Yeah, and I'm gonna say the car is gonna go off. Yeah. Wow. That probably happens about the time you hear the gunshot. Oh no, you already saw the gunshot. He's running. You kind of moved. You moved very carefully, and I'm going to say because of that, I'm going to say that I'm going to put it like this: the police are going to be running. And I just wait a moment before I'm going to pause there. Bruce Whitworth, what is happening? Because you walked real carefully and slowly, so I'm going to say this actually. By the time you get over there, Nevada Jones is probably going to be around the corner.
Okay, that's fine.
Probably going to be in reality, right? Because he's booking it, and you are actually moving, 8 meters per round stealthily, right? You're not running, or were you running? You're gonna run?
No, there's no reason for me to run. I'm walking.
Okay. Yeah, he's dashing. He's okay. Well, the police come after you, and the two gentlemen in suits look at you. One of them smoking a cigarette. Shakes his head, and when the gunshot goes off, he turns, and he yells at two police officers. He says, "Get him in the car!" And they turn around and start running down the street. Police officers brusquely grab you, handcuff you, and push you in the backseat of the police vehicle.
Okay.
I mean, unless you try and fight them.
No. After they made it, they commented on the police. I got it.
Yeah. Okay. So these other guys in suits, they start running down there. Actually, they get into the car and start it. And start. You're making a U-turn over here on a sidewalk and driving down the road very. So while that's happening, I gotta say it's your turn, just cinematically. So move yourself 45 meters there, Nevada Jones.
Yes, another 45 meters.
Yep.
I'm gonna go in and round the corner. And that's my 45 meters.
Oh, all right. Well, at that point, you see Elizabeth Cummings getting herself into a cab, while behind you, you hear the voice of a police officer yelling at you for you to stop and put your hands up. And people screaming. Maybe half a dozen people on the street screaming. At least there were at least 3 people that you passed as you ran down the sidewalk. And at that point, you basically see Elizabeth Cummings like closing the door on, as she gets into a cab.
I kind of think and go, fuck. Bitch left me alone. And police officer's right behind me, right? Like he's over here, I guess I would say.
No, I mean, you have a heck of a head start. So what happened is that each of you had such a head start. That's why we rolled the Constitution. Mm-hmm. He's not any faster than you.
Yeah.
And so basically, you had a huge head start, and so he's trying to make ground, but he's not yet. So we might roll another Constitution check, the next round, and see what happens. Mm-hmm. Again, this is just, something's going to happen. So it depends what you're doing right now. You have 5 seconds, 4 seconds, 3 seconds.
If you pretend, I'm gonna not. Actually, I'm just gonna continue running.
Okay,
so that's my plan.
So be it. I just want to make sure that you realize. So I want to make sure. So before, I want you to recognize what you're doing. Mm-hmm. What you're trying to do is run uphill.
I'm running uphill right now.
Yeah, that's going to be partially uphill because what's over here is an elevated highway. Mm-hmm. You see.
Okay.
And so this is kind of a little hilly area. So the other problem is that you are going to run into the middle of a big. I mean, you are, and then that will have like a park. You could run down the kind of slope on the other side of this, and it'll take you down towards the Hudson River. That's why it's called Riverside Drive. But the problem is, there's a huge multi-lane basically like a multi-lane road over here, with a lot of, I'm sure, higher gentry people. So I want to make sure that's where you're running to.
Yeah.
An open road full of cars, but not modern traffic, just cars.
You know what?
Easy to drive on.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm still gonna do it.
Okay.
I'm
no problem.
Gonna try something. It will work out, or it won't work out. We'll see.
Yep. Okay. All right. So you're going to run that way. Okay. And you see Elizabeth getting into the car, and at that moment, you see the car starting to pull off.
Do I see Nevada running down the street being chased by cops?
You don't. You heard the gunshot. You hear a cop around the corner yelling, "Stop, or I'll shoot." Get your hands up. As you sort of close the door and probably look around behind you and through the back. I mean, depending on the way these kind of simple cabs were. I mean, you probably, as you're getting into the car, you just see Nevada Jones turning in the corner. Just out of your peripheral vision. And you hear people on the street yelling, "He's getting away!"
I don't see Elizabeth stopping that car for me to get in, because that will probably have the cab driver kick her out. All right, yeah. So my plan right now is to continue running.
I'm sorry. What'd you say, Anthony?
Or I could kill the cab driver, but I'm not doing that.
I don't think you're going to do it. I was about to say it wouldn't be very good.
You probably got enough money to bribe him.
For how long, though?
Hurry up. Couple of seconds. 5,
I'm driving.
4, 3,
All right,
2,
fuck you.
1.
Elizabeth says she's just going away.
Okay. Yeah, she's gone then. All right, great. Actually, I should put some kind of, I don't really have good chase music. I don't know what this is. City in a City. I guess that music that'll be on. Some city sounds. And as the almost Looney Tunes style chasing. And so, right. The police officer is going to get to the, let's just be honest, the police officer is going to get to the corner right around the time that you head down this alley. Right? Because he's just 45 meters. He's like he's 45 meters behind you every turn you make. And now I'm going to want you to make a because right when you get to the mouth of this alleyway is when the police officer turns the corner. So I got to see what's going to happen now. So roll me a con check. Very good. Yeah. No. Actually, wait. There's something good about that. Matter of fact, during a chase scene. The speed test. So on an extreme success, you actually put a +1 to your movement rate for the duration of the chase. So you are at a
50 now.
Yeah, you're 50.
No, so that allows me to round the corner right before he comes, right?
No, now you're at 50.
Oh, okay.
Now you're at 50. You kind of the adrenaline surge comes on. as you feel the the fuzz nipping at your heels.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and he also extreme success.
God damn it! Fuckers.
And I'll do the other one. Yeah, the other one's fat and slow. Oh, slow, and he just misses it because I'm assuming they've got a 30, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're in better shape, right? So
Yep.
yeah. So look, he's on you. So you turn. You can turn the corner and go the alley and start running around buildings. But as soon as you get into that alleyway, you're gonna have obstacles.
Yeah, I know.
There's fences and garbage and so forth. I want to make sure you have 5 seconds to tell me which way is Nevada Jones going to run. 1, 2.
He's gonna go over here and then in here.
4, 5.
So he's gonna stand
6,
right around the corner here.
7.
And then whenever somebody comes in, he's just gonna try and knock them out straight away.
Okay. All right. Fine.
I feel like this is a really bad idea, but Nevada also knows the police are not gonna take his explanation for fucking zombies. So
It may not be, but as you're trying to run around, and there's a fence over here, and garbage, which means that you've got an obstacle, and so we'll do this kind of quick chase rules. Cut to the chase round. So, your dexterity. What's your dexterity?
my dexterity is 70.
Okay, right. What am I looking at? I was looking at. And so a hazard. I'm gonna need you to roll a climb check.
Climb check. I think I'm bad at those, but we'll see.
And that climb check is
I don't even have the climb skill, I think.
Oh,
Nope, I only have swim, throw, and track. Oh wait, no, never mind. I do have climb. Never mind. I'm lying. All right, here we go.
okay.
Fuck. That's a hard failure as well, I think.
Yeah. Well, it's not a. Oh yeah. Oh no. I think a crit fail has to be 95 and. So I gotta make sure. Fumbles and criticals. So a critical fumble is. Oh, if the dice for success is below 50 and the dice read 96 to 100, if the dice required for success is 50 or over, and the dice read 100, no, yeah, so you needed a 96. So it's not a crit fail, but you're gonna have to push if you want to succeed, because you're gonna have to climb this fence that's in between the buildings here.
Which one? Sorry. If I want to, I want to go over here.
Yeah.
God, he just
I want to
wants
stay
wanna go
here.
Just wants to dip, yeah, he just wants to dip there.
I want to round the corner and then wait till the guy comes up to me, and just like try and straight
gonna have
knock
to-
him out as he comes into the corner.
Oh, okay. So you're not trying to get over here.
Yeah, no, I'm not trying to continue any further in the alley.
All right, you're gonna have to roll me a stealth check.
Okay. Well, I don't really care if he sees me going in here. It's just that.
Okay, that's okay. He
Yeah.
sees you going in there, and he goes, "You better come out with your hands up." And he yells. You hear him yelling and he yells at somebody walking in the street. You go around the corner and get my partner. Tell him we got him cornered in the alley. He's coming up behind me.
All right, I'm gonna lay on the floor and pretend I'm dead, or not dead, but like pretend I've fallen, like I've collapsed.
It's like these aren't
Is there like an
grizzly
acting
bears.
skill for that or something?
You're gonna play
They're not grizzly bears. The cop's gonna come by. He's gonna smell you.
No, not that. But I just I kind of want to like pretend like I got like
He's gonna lay down. He's gonna go into a fetal position. He's gonna cover his eyes. He goes, "Well, if I can't see them, they can't see me."
Where's that?
That's not what I'm gonna do. Okay, listen. I have right. So I'm gonna pretend like
Okay.
I've collapsed around the corner due to exhaustion. Then when he comes up to me, I'm just gonna sock him right in the face.
You're gonna get arrested. They're both gonna come up. This is not gonna happen. I'm just gonna narrate
Alright,
this for
fuck
you.
it. Okay,
You're-
that's
you're
fine.
You're gonna fucking get arrested. Yeah,
I'll
this is
take
gonna
your rest.
You're gonna fight two guys. It's not gonna happen. You're gonna get arrested. That's not gonna work.
handcuffed,
You're gonna
right?
fight.
Aren't you?
Yeah, you're fucking
Oh yeah,
handcuffed,
actually I'm
man.
handcuffed. Yeah, I can't even
Yeah,
do
we-
that. Fucking
Yeah,
what am I
yeah, I
talking
told
about?
you handcuffed. Yeah, it's a good point. Yeah, you're not gonna fucking fight. You can try and kick. It doesn't matter. You can bite, whatever. They're gonna take you down. They're gonna put a gun at you. So they will shoot you.
If you
Alright.
resist, they will kill you.
If all right,
Yeah,
yeah.
I mean
These are
this
20s.
isn't. Yeah, this is 20s. I mean, look, think about police behavior in in the 21st century. They will fucking shoot your ass. This is what I said on the chat. Like, think about what you're doing because
Mhm.
if your character wants to die, you can do some stupid things right now, and that's fine. But if you resist arrest, they will fucking shoot you.
Yeah.
Plain and simple.
Yep. Okay.
They already tried to shoot you. He's got his, he probably has you round that corner. He probably tries to shoot you. Right? Cinematically, I'm going to say because you had a good.
In that case, I just completely forgot that I'm handcuffed for some reason. In that case, I would just yell back, "I can't put my hands up, but I'll come out."
Oh, okay.
Because I
That's
really
right. And he probably goes, "Oh yeah." He's like, oh, "Yeah, you got the cuffs on. I forgot." You're lucky you said that because I was going to shoot you otherwise.
Dumb.
And all right, guys. And so Nevada Jones and Boothby and Detective Whitworth are going to end up in lockup tonight. While Elizabeth Jones eventually gets herself.
Elizabeth
Yeah, you're not going to die unless you want to.
Kill me. I'm wounded.
That's okay, thank you.
Oh,
Put me out of my misery.
I was already making plans for Boothby's twin brother Digby.
Digby.
okay, so that's kind of right. So we kind of played it out a little super by it can be a little cinematic here because, but the reality is you're going to get arrested. And at this point, while you do that, you see Nevada Jones, a gray sedan, screeches to a halt as probably as the police are hauling you here, and two men in crisp white shirts, dark ties, fedora hats, and dark suits, come out of the car. You see that they had reaching for guns and holsters, and which they have out, and is the situation out in control? Yeah, well, yeah, we got him. Don't worry about it. He's like, good. Put him in the back of the car. I won't say anything about your incompetence to your commanding officer. You almost let him get away. Yeah, well, what the fuck are they? Hey, excuse me. I don't care. What the fuck do you think is your jurisdiction, huh? Just because you're some freaking weird fed? Yeah, it is. Shut up. All right? Shut up and put them in the back of the car. They just start arguing with each other. And you hear the guy, the two police officers, they bring you towards a sedan. They're kind of mumbling to each other, right? They're behind you. They got a gun in the back. They got a gun, at the back of your neck. You're like, these fucking, I don't know who these fucking guys are. These fucking new guys from DC or from fucking Fed. What is this? A fucking Treasury or whatever. The fuck. These guys think they fucking own the joint. Jerk offs. As he throws you roughly in the back of the car. As a matter of fact, they throw you in the back of the car. They happen to slam your head into accidentally into the closed door. Like, we were supposed to open the door. Oh, I'm sorry.
Fuckers.
What you say?
Nothing, sir.
As he boots you into the back of the car. All right. And so again, this is a 1920s sedan, right? It's a hard top, you know. One of the guys sits next to you. He clearly has a gun in his hand, right? Held across his body towards you. And he smiles at you. And they start driving off. Okay, guys. So, what's gonna happen now? Let's talk. How do you think this is gonna play out? We got 3 game masters in this party and a writer. So let's get creative, but grounded. How's this going to play out? People?
I reckon we'll all be
Because-
interviewed as soon as we get to the jail, right?
I don't think I'm very well.
No,
That's true,
you're
actually.
not. You're not. They will probably give you some simple. Now they'll give you first aid, and so you will get first aid, and you will probably get some medical treatment by the time that you get to the precinct.
Well, in case of Bruce, he would get maybe some recognition for what he did. So maybe a minor penitence, but he would be totally expelled of the force. But but his penance would be shorter because he did what he
So
did.
wait.
before.
So you're going to be only expelled from the. I mean, by the way, a couple of things are going to happen. Number one, you guys aren't going to really know what what the fuck happens. But one of the things that they start, saying, the police are going to ask you what the fuck you guys were doing digging up all the bodies out of that cemetery. Number one,
Who's getting asked that?
you're all going to get asked that. Of course, you're all going to be in separate cells.
Okay, I would explain.
So wait. So I sort of make up. You're going to be sent to. You're going to be left in lockup for the night before anyone even comes to see you. You're going to be hanging out with drunkards, winos, a slew of different minorities that have been arrested for varying different reasons. And you are going to be, held in totally different cells. You are going to be one by one interrogated by the 2 guys in suits. The 2 guys in the suits will indicate that they are members of the Department of the Treasury. They will always be there with the lead detectives, another lead who asks you questions.
Okay.
And they're always there. I'm just saying, in general, everyone, this is what's happening. And one of the things that they definitely want to know is, how the hell did you guys dig up those bodies? Because this is hours later, right? You've been left there to just rot, right? Maybe you fell asleep. Indeed, yeah, Bruce is under investigation already, of course, right? So Bruce is was already kind of out on parole, so to speak. And so, but again, you guys can all have separate conversations. You don't need, you can, if there's anything you want to do in secret, you can just, tell me via Discord, whisper it to me. But I want to know what you guys are going to say, because you're not going to be able to talk to each other because you've been separated. You see, and they're going to interrogate you. You see, and the 2 the 2 feds in suits are going to always be smoking, watching what you guys say. First, about the cemetery.
I'm going to say.
So who's going to say? So yeah, go ahead.
I'm going to say that I'm a as an antiques dealer, I have an interest in engravings, tombstone engravings, and I just wandered into cemetery to have a look and got attacked. And when the police came, I was just trying to escape from these people that were attacking me when I was just perfectly harmlessly studying tombstone engravings.
Okay, that's your that's your alibi. Nevada Jones, what's your alibi?
Well, you see, I am a teacher at at a university. What's the university called again?
It's the City University of New York.
Yeah, I'm a teacher at the City University of New York as an archaeology professor, and my students and I were supposed to go there and try and have a look at the graves, and I was going to have to teach them how to recognize that something is very old in stone, and we figured a cemetery like this would be a good place to do it. But I was there so early because I wanted to check it out and see if I could find already some very old graves, and then I didn't dig into any bodies. These bodies just started coming out of the ground when this boy started playing on his trumpet.
Okay. Good.
And I know I might sound crazy for that, but I assure you I'm not. I'm a well-respected professor.
The detective snickers when you say that. You look, he's sort of like writing this down, and then when you're done describing the trumpet playing, and by the way, do you name Leroy Turner?
No, I just said boy.
Okay, right, and he gives you a snicker. All right, and then I just want to see something.
So, Toon, do you realize the connotation of boy in the 20s?
Yeah.
I know. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't.
it's
Would someone explain?
It's basically it was kind of a derogatory term they used for every black man. Like they would always call them boy.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah,
Thank you
yeah.
very much.
Yeah. And so although like,
These are white police officers that are interviewing me.
oh, of course.
Yeah, that's what I
Of
say.
course
There's no
these are-
black officers. Okay, yeah.
These are white guys.
Otherwise, I wouldn't have said it.
Yeah, and kind of like the N word, like boy's been kind of co-opted in some sense in hip hop cultures and so on. But yeah, to call someone a boy was it's just an insulting, derogatory disrespect. It doesn't matter how old they were, they would be called boy. So just so you know, Yuri.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. I just want to see these previous notes. So okay, guys. Yeah. And Yuri, what are?
I'm writing down.
Since
I'm writing down in the whisper.
We've all been out in the open. What are you going to say? Okay. Oh, Yuri wants to be secret. Okay, fine.
Just in case. Just see how things gonna play out.
Okay. While that's happening, and again, we want to think, right? So already, guys, just think about this narrative. Each of you, you're giving completely different stories.
Yeah, but we're not. I'm not pretending to know these guys. I think I don't know them.
Yeah, of course.
We did not have any time to discuss the story before. Maybe we should have done that actually, but we did not. So
well,
I'm not
didn't
pretending they're zombies either.
Well, yeah, I mean, I think you. That's a magical black man cast forth. I mean, that's going to have a particular reaction. Oh, that's okay. And then, by the way, while all this is happening, Miss Elizabeth Cummings, what are you doing? If you can whisper to me if you want. Secretive or not,
Remember
it's up to you.
that professor in the beginning we went to go meet at the club?
Of
He never showed up.
course. Yes. So you contacted with him.
Yeah. Because he
Sort of,
by
maybe
that fucking
as per.
sarcophagus, right?
Yeah.
So I'd like to get in contact with.
I mean, but
try to seal that. Fucking
okay. So between the night and then the next morning, you were going to get in contact with him. Okay, right? Because this all happens This all happened, let's say, almost in the early evening, really, right? This whole situation. So I'm saying you guys didn't like show up at midnight or anything. You showed up at 7 o'clock, something like this. Not that late. I was looking up for a little piece of information here. I cross-reference it with something, and then I got to get that guy's name again. Uh-huh. Okay. Excellent. And so, okay. So I was looking at some things up here. Bruce, you've sent me a message here, I presume.
Yep.
Wow. All right. Well, so be it. Okay. Boothby. They take your statements concerning what happened at the cemetery, and you're in a lot of pain. They still put you in with some not so nice people who are looking at you in your suit that's nicer than theirs. And I see you change your photo.
Yes.
And
that's the suit that we got at the Ritz Carlton.
Oh, right. That's a much nicer, right? So you're, fancy schmancy in there, growling at you, wondering what the hell you're doing. Silk tie and cufflinks and so forth and so on. And you're probably going to get some huff. Probably going to get some mean people saying those. Oh, Jesus. Well, you're not in.
It might be the only action Boothby's seen in a while.
Oh gosh.
We're
Okay,
only
so
gonna be in here for 2 hours. I gotta fuck something.
Yeah, I mean you're not in like full blown jail yet, right? You're essentially, but you might get some rough characters going. Those cufflinks look really nice, real nice. Can I look at them?
Yeah, of course you may, but I do assure you, sir, they are complete fakes.
The guy takes them. He kind of these two rough looking gentlemen come up to you and grab at the cufflinks and tear them off your shirt. Oh, look at that! They look real nice. They look like earrings. Eh? What is that? It doesn't got a diamond stuff. Eh? Well, it's freaking fancy, eh? It's real fancy. I like that. Did you laugh at him?
Afraid.
Did Boothby laugh at them?
No.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. What did Boothby say in response?
So I assure you, sir, they may look like diamonds, but they are only glass, I'm afraid. Wood, but they were diamonds.
So you can roll me a fast talk.
Okay.
Shit, Boothby. You've actually succeeded.
Don't sound so surprised.
Well, I mean, I was gonna make it a hard success. Even in an extreme success, they're like, "Oh, what do you mean? These things are glass? What are you, some kind of some kind of freaking con artist or something? Is that why you fucking look all nice?
No, my history is in antiques, dear fellow. But you don't think I would wear the real stuff around New York at night, do you?
This guy sounds funny. You think he's from California? Yeah, maybe. Yeah, you're gonna. Well, I don't know. I'll buy your suit. I like the suit. Yeah, it looks like it's my size.
How much would you give me for the suit?
This guy says how much you'll give. Funny. Look, you can keep your earrings, but the suit, I want the suit.
I don't
Seriously,
really think
I
it's
like your jacket. It looks nice.
I can give you the name of my tailor. He'll do a much better job. I think this is going to be a little saggy around the waist, if you know what I mean. But
This
it's
guy,
too
like,
much.
yeah,
too
you
much of
know.
the
Sorry. Go ahead. With me.
Yeah, it's too much of the old vino. You look like you do a bit of exercise, young man. You should teach me a thing or two.
He's probably right. Look at him. He's a kind of a fatty. What about the shoes? What about you think the shoes? Yeah, the shoes look all right. Yeah? Take off your shoes.
Gee, Why, I really don't think we're the same size.
Take off your shoes.
What? Can you describe this guy to me, Kai?
Street tough.
Size, like Racy Perry.
Alcohol on his breath. Longshoreman type.
Is he big, small, bigger than me?
I mean, he's probably about the same height, but he looks like some kind of blue collar worker or construction worker.
Oh yeah.
The other guy's smaller, right? Smaller than you, a bit thinner.
I recognize you gents from somewhere. When you were in Henry the Fourth, weren't you?
What the fuck is this guy talking about?
I swear I've seen your Falstaff.
Is he fucking insulting me? What are you trying to call me something?
Idea, no. Falstaff was a great figure in history. At a time when the English were at war with France. You look like a brave general, sir. Have you been in the military?
Yeah, well, I am. This is like a 1920. This guy's probably 20 something.
Could have been in France in the First World War. Oh, he's too young, you think?
Yeah, I think these guys are in their 20s. So, 1917. I mean, that would have been 4 years ago. He where have you been? I mean, how many? Okay, all right. How about this? Roll me a luck check, straight up. See if he's in the military or not. You could. I mean, they're not like young guys, but this guy is like super old. Be over there. He's like, nah. Actually, I did. I tried to join. Actually, Anthony, I need help. We wouldn't have a volunteer. Was World War I voluntary or was that conscription?
I
for U.S.
think it was a little of both.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
I mean, maybe I say to him, that's where I know you from. I did a little time in France myself, you know. It was in France, wasn't it? You must have been there. You're the spitting image of a chap I knew in the trenches there. You look like a man who's been around a bit, seen a thing or two, man of the world.
Well, yeah. I went to Florida as well. Yeah, right. Yeah, I tell you about that. On a ship. Yeah. Well, you're in the military. Yeah. You over there's across the Atlantic.
Royal Engineers, my dear man. My goodness, I could tell you a thing or two.
Could you get a load of this guy? Look at him. I can't believe he was in the military. I mean,
well, obviously now I've put on a bit of weight since then, but wouldn't you? You know, after the trenches, my goodness, that French vino, oh my goodness.
Good stuff. That's crazy, huh? This guy was like was a war hero or something. Is that what you got? You got an injury? Is that what you got? So chubby? Well,
Yeah.
really, why don't you tell me a little bit about that? Because I wanted to go, but they said my eyesight was bad. It wasn't good to go. So what about you? I was too young. I was on to do it.
Military doctors, they know nothing, do they? I'd give you some of my hip flask, but I'm afraid the coppers have confiscated it.
Yeah, goddamn, flatfoots, causing trouble all the time. Yeah, what are they? Oh, they got a problem with us drinking. Well, they steal all of it, drink it themselves. You know what I mean? Huh? He kind of punches you in the shoulder. That's what these guys do. They take it all for themselves.
When we get out of here, I'd be very pleased to buy you one myself. Next round's on me.
Oh, can you get a load of this guy? Yeah. You gonna buy us something? Well, I bet you he could buy us some really nice stuff. Like that Don Perignon.
Oh yeah, overrated, my dear fellow. How'd you like a nice whiskey?
Oh, that sounds great. Yeah. So, well, keep it down. But if you, we get out of here probably by morning. I mean, maybe you'll let us out of here. They're just, these guys, they're not gonna bother us too much. But they'll probably let you out too. We could have. I know a place. Probably still be open in the morning. Wink, wink. Yeah.
I like it, man.
I like the sound of this. What you say?
I like a man with contacts in the drinking in the morning sector.
I get a load of this. Look at this. Could have been worse. Look at that. We just had a night on this. With the flatfoots, but it doesn't matter. Oh, this guy's we got ourselves a new friend. Well, come over here, friend. Let's talk. And I puts his arm around your shoulder. I got some ideas. You seem to be like a man with some money. Now, let me tell you about silk stockings.
Silk stockings, you say? Very hard to come by.
And he takes you over and he starts, him and his buddy start telling you this cockamamie plan to sell silk stockings.
I have to tell you, last time I used a silk stocking, it was to replace a dodgy fan belt. Worked a trick, I tell you.
You know what I like about this guy? Well, what is it? What is it, Billy? Billy. I don't even know half the shit he's saying. I mean, listen to him. What? These guys from California. They're fucking funny, huh? Yeah, they're funny. You should tell us about California. Yeah. And so the conversation kind of goes like that. These guys aren't excessively bright. But you know what you should think of these two guys? I think Anthony already thought about it. You ever watch Looney Tunes? Oh no, actually this is it would be Looney Tunes.
Yeah. Spike.
Yeah. Remember? Yeah.
Nah, Spike, come on, let's do this. Nah.
Yeah. It's exactly something similar to that.
It's like the bulldog, the bulldog.
Oh,
yeah. It's Chester and Spike. It's Spike the bulldog and Chester. Yeah. You tell him, Spike. It's the equivalent thereof. And so okay. So that happens. And then Nevada Jones, you're going to be in the tank for a while, and you know what's going to happen, Nevada Jones? Eventually, they're going to bring you back in, and they're going to go. The two guys in suits are going to be there the whole time. The feds and the detective, and he's going to be look. Let's be honest here. I know and you know that, dead people don't come back from the ground, right? And that, there ain't no slur, uses a racial slur, that's going to play some music. So we looked you up. We called the university. You are, maybe were, a professor at City University, New York. But maybe you could give us some names of students you part of your alibi, and we could call them in. Because we're gonna need to get all the, you know what I mean, Professor
Right.
Jones. But the part about, come on, are you kidding me? I mean, what were you doing there? Look, if you just tell us the truth, it's going to be better for you. I mean, you don't need to make cockamamie crazy stuff like that. People back to. I mean, what is this? Some kind of weird tales or something? Yeah, I read that stuff. Tales, right? And amazing stories. They're good. Yeah. I mean, you don't look like the type of guy who reads them, but you kind of make up stories like that. I mean, come on, give me a break. So serious. What is going on here? What were you doing? And why were you at the cemetery with this? He looks at his paper. Elizabeth Cummings.
Sorry, who are you talking about?
This Elizabeth Cummings. She's like an LA. I hear she's a very slick talking Southerner. Yeah, the same as your friend Boothby over there. He knows her. So you might as well just tell us what this connection is. I mean, look, we haven't charged you with anything. Well, except of resisting arrest. But there's nothing in the books yet, Mr. Jones. I mean, I'm sure that you being arrested would not be so good for your career and continued employment at the City University, right? I mean, I'm sure that, these things go in the newspapers. And, Professor Jones, look, I don't know what's going on with these stories.
Sir.
But, between you and me, you see, these guys back here, they're Treasury agents, yeah? Treasury agents. You know what I mean? The Department of Treasury, that new one, they go after bootleggers and stuff. They got some interest in, you see, maybe you. He looks back behind.
Well, why don't you let them talk to me
much.
then?
Well, they're not real type of guys, you see. Anyway, this is my case, because we're in New York, and this is my precinct, and these Fed guys who showed up out of the think this case is theirs, we're kindly just helping them, you see, right? They're just here to.
Well,
they're just here to.
I have a deal here right for you.
Right, guys?
I have a deal here right for you. I want you to talk to them, not to you.
Oh, and why would you want to talk to a Treasury agent, Mr. Jones? Professor Jones? What kind of information would you want a Treasury agent do you want to give to your friendly neighborhood, police detective?
Well, considering your agents banged my head against the door, I wouldn't really say the friendly neighborhood police detective thing is true.
What? Are you trying to say that our police officers didn't treat you with respect, Mr. Professor Jones?
Well,
are you trying to say that?
Are
you trying to say that the New York Police Department is unprofessional in its conduct?
Well, I of course wouldn't want to go that far, sir. But I will say that they hadn't really been very nice to me.
Oh, well, that's really interesting. That's real interesting, Professor Jones. Well, I'm sure I'll put that in my and talk to the captain about them officers giving you a little. Well, Professor Jones, you see, I don't know what the things are like. Me, I'm just a humble police detective for the city of New York. Yeah, I know. These guys, they're some kind of new weirdos. Yeah, that's what I said. I said weirdos. Hey, guys. Yeah, some kind of weirdos that work with the Fed. Yeah. I mean,
How are these guys looking
these
at
guys
him,
got
Guy? Like,
jurisdiction.
what are they
These
doing?
guys have that they're totally like, they're all his jibes are like nothing. They're just staring blank face, smoking cigarette. He's like, well, what can I say, Mr. Jones? I was trying to help you out, but I guess I don't know what the rules are these days now, right? The things have changed, and all these crazy acts, and there's all the Ballstick Act, and the whole this whole prohibition thing. I mean, these boys got a lot of jurisdiction. These feds, they got all sorts of rules and regulations and stuff, and I don't know nothing about it. You don't even go to a city judge. These guys will take you to, I don't know what they do. But well, Mr. Jones, I'm sure these guys I hope these two gentlemen here don't give. He gets up. He's like, well, she's all yours. It's been nice knowing you, Mr. Jones. Professor Jones. Sorry, you're a professor, right? A doctor, right? Yeah. That's what you're supposed to say. Doctor. Yeah. Well, it's maybe we'll talk again. But alrighty. And he walks off. Of course, you're in a windowless room, one chair, small wooden table, a light that's hanging down very bright in your stark concrete brick, actually, as I say. And he leaves, air filled with smoke. And I don't really have good 1920s music. I need some film noir music for this, but I don't know what it would. I really think about it. Boothby Graffo.
Yes, sir.
The detective eventually comes to you. He pulls you out of your cell and he puts you in a case room. Metal door, no windows. Very stark, naked, incandescent bulb hanging from the ceiling. Uncomfortable chair, small table. And he comes in at some point. You're there, and two men that you haven't seen before, as described before, two guys in dark suits and fedoras smoking cigarettes. Nondescript, brown, black hair, crisp white shirts. Men in black. And he sits down. Well, Mr. Graffo, Big Boothby, do you advertise at all?
It's Graffo.
In the Graffo. All right, Mr. Graffo. And Boothby, are you? We're going to confirm it. You actually are a British citizen, right?
Yeah.
Or did you? Okay.
Oh, am I? Do I have U.S. citizenship? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. I mean, did you? Yeah. Are you sort of like do you have a visa here or whatever? Are you a British citizen? I'm trying to think how this would work, and I don't even know about this. But I mean, you might have
question. I don't know what it would be like in the 19. I think I went to America to emigrate.
Right, you emigrated. Okay, so maybe you're a U.S. citizen. I was like, so Mr. Yeah, Mr. Graffo, we were looking up your records. We've made some inquiries as to your citizenship and all that. But you're definitely not from New York, right? And you don't sound like one of them weirdos from California. Yeah, that's all right. I've been overseas. I met you boys on the other side of the pond, as you guys say. Yeah.
Don't tell me you were in France, my good man.
Yeah, I was in all sorts of places. Some of them not always nice, right? But it's not. Me is not important. You is important. So let's cut to the chase, Mr. Graffoe. What's your relationship with Elizabeth Cummings?
Cummings. I think I know that name. Cummings.
How do you?
She is involved in antiques as well. Art, I believe. I think. Yes. We've been. Our paths have crossed a couple of times on a couple of. Now, what was it? Now, were they auctions? I can't remember now. To be honest, art isn't really my thing. But as far as I know, she's quite a successful dealer.
Boothby, do you advertise in the pages, services?
Oh, I don't know. I don't think so because I don't think I don't have a shop now. I think I just I buy and sell.
You could still have a company registered in wherever.
I suppose so. Yeah.
Would it be registered where in New York? Or would it be registered back up in New England?
No, I think I was probably always based in New York, and I went up to New England to pick things up. I think.
Okay, so he's like, yeah. We my chair finally. Oh, my chair finally clicked. I can move back. Yeah. We took a look at this. Your business. Yeah, I see you advertise in the phone book. Yeah, must cost you a bit. I mean, you can't be making too much money because you didn't have a big ad or nothing. You got a little line in the listings.
Yeah, you can. But, it's difficult times, isn't it? Difficult times.
Right. Funny this Elizabeth Cummings book. Yeah, kind of weird, huh? I mean, this phone book thing is new. Phones, it's fancy. This thing with the phones, right? What a crazy world. Talking to each other from across town over like a wire, eh? But I thought the telegraph was crazy when I was a kid. So look, so you do know Elizabeth Cummings, eh? So what were you and Elizabeth Cummings doing in the cemetery last night? Digging up bodies, hundreds of bodies.
I don't know. Are you saying that Cummings was in the cemetery as well? What a bizarre coincidence. Is she okay? Well, she wasn't attacked by the same people I was she?
Oh, you said you were attacked, right? By people who were digging up the bodies. Is that what it is? So you met some digging up.
See anyone digging up bodies? I was just attacked by these. Well, I hesitate to say people, to be honest, because they weren't in the best condition. Let's put it that way.
What do you mean they weren't in the best condition? Were they hopped up on that Crazy Jane stuff?
Who is this Jane you're talking about?
Oh, come on! You go to the you go to the juke joints, the speakeasies. I mean, you had some illegal liquor on you when we caught you.
Did I?
By the way, that's a crime to have.
I don't touch a drop, I'll have you know. I'm a strict Methodist.
So that hip flask that we found on you was somebody. Is that what you're saying?
Oh, the hip flask. Oh, that's an antique, my dear fellow. No, I was just that was one of my recent acquisitions. No, I was gonna ditch the filthy substance inside. It's corrupting our society, this evil firewater. Disgusting stuff. No, I don't touch a drop of it. Disgusting.
He turns around to the two guys. I'm impressed. I thought he was going to say he was rubbing out. Yeah. I gotcha. All right, so you weren't there with Elizabeth Cummings in the cemetery last night.
I had
but you were So you didn't see her there.
No, all I saw were these assailants attacking me. I was there to. I was scouting some tombstones to come back and do a little rubbing later on. You know, I'm quite partial to a bit of rubbing. Do you know what I mean? You know, like brass and engravings. That
Oh
kind of
yeah,
thing.
you do like. Yeah, I get it. You like rubbing. You like rubbing things, rubbing clean. You like rubbing things out. You like rubbing people out. Like you
No, my
rubbed
dude. Well,
out the Treasury agent that you and Miss Elizabeth Cummings shot to death, right? So that's you like rubbing stuff out. That's it. I get it. I get it. You like rubbing stuff out. Right? Okay, now you need to. So are you going to roll me for all these? Is it going to be fast talk or persuasion during this process?
It's definitely going to be fast talk.
Okay, all right. I'm going to give you fast talk. All right, so give me a fast talk, and it's going to have to be a. Well, let me just see what you do. I think this is fast talk hard.
That a boy.
All right, yeah, okay. You've got a hard 6. So you're coming across really. You are not nervous at all. You're just rolling with the punches as he asks you questions, and so he gets up. And he starts getting like, look, Graffo, let's get serious. You killed the guy. It's all right. People die. These things happen. Shooting. So you definitely killed the guy with this Elizabeth Cummings. And I got to tell you something. I'll go make you a deal. If you just confess, right, and tell us what you did and how you did it and why and who you're working for and who are you getting your liquor from and which one of the fucking and which one of the many illegal distributors of alcohol in the city involved with. Maybe we can give you a lighter sentence. Maybe I can convince these guys to just let me prosecute you here in New York. Because what's going to happen is otherwise these guys are going to take. I don't even think they'll take you to state court. They might take you to, I don't know, federal court, whatever that is. And it's going to be bad.
I have absolutely no idea what you're talking about. And from what you're suggesting, it sounds to me like I should have a lawyer present.
Yeah, you probably should have a lawyer present, but you don't. Yeah. But by the way, I just want to tell you something, Michael. The Miranda laws of the United States didn't actually become law until the 1960s.
Oh, what does that mean?
Yeah.
You have the right to remain silent. You have the right to an attorney. Blah blah blah.
That stuff doesn't exist in the 1920s.
When was the Fifth Amendment passed?
I guess you could plead you could plead the Fifth. How much that's going to work? In terms of
my intention is to completely cooperate with the guy, but just be completely confused about his allegation.
You could try. That's fine. So
no, because if I plead the Fifth, that suggests guilt, doesn't it? So I'm not, I'm just gonna say, if you,
you could definitely plead the Fifth, right? Yeah.
If you're accusing me of murder, then surely you should charge me, sir. Otherwise, if you don't mind, I've had a very difficult experience. I'm the victim here. I've been attacked, and I'm in quite a good deal of pain, and I would quite like my own bed. Thank you very much. I can give you my home number if you want. It's a shared telephone, but the superintendent can get me a message if you need me. But I am rather tired, so if you don't mind, and then I kind of get up as if I'm gonna leave. It's been nice talking to you, and I'll see you later. Cheerio, chap. And I head for the door.
The two.
Is the door open or is it locked?
Oh no, it's closed before you get to the door anyway.
So I try and open the door. Oh, dear fellow, it does seem to be locked. Do you have the key there? I don't seem to be able to open it.
He turns to the two guys. Were you guys in the war? Would you guys? I don't know. What theater did you guys think? You know, these British guys, they're fucking hilarious, aren't they? They're real funny. They're good. This guy's brilliant. I mean, you ever talk to him? You guys aren't going to say anything, right? You fucking look at you, Mr. Graffo. The door's not going. It's locked, and I've got the key. So I think you should better sit back down and
Well, I am
I
very sorry, dear boy.
Well, that's okay. You know what? Why don't you sit back down, Mr. Graffo, and I am going to make I'm going to prepare your how would you guys say it? Accommodations. Yeah, make them a little bit. Maybe I'll fluff your pillow.
Oh, that's
Maybe pat it
kind of you. I would appreciate that.
in.
Could I request an alarm
guys crack me up.
for the morning?
An alarm call. Yeah, we'll definitely give you an alarm call. No
Don't
problem.
like,
I'm
don't
going
like
to
to
talk.
sleep
I'm going to talk
too
to.
much.
I'm sorry. What did you say?
I don't like to sleep in too much. It makes it difficult for me to get to sleep the following night, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. I'm gonna get graded and make sure he works in the morning. Don't you worry about it. All right, we'll be talking. You're a funny guy. He's a funny guy. This guy, right? Well, I think you guys should talk to this guy because all right, he's funny, isn't he? That's amazing. So okay, so let's I want to check something. Okay. Yeah, sorry guys. It's like I gotta. Yep. Sorry guys. You know, I probably should. And let me pause while I try and grab. Bad that there's kind of like we don't have good music in. Boop, boop.
You know, Kai, you're fine without the music. Not saying anything bad.
Okay.
But the content is good enough without necessary music.
Okay.
And it's
I was about to say,
every time that you put on a song, I
just
have to block it with the
Oh.
copyright claims that get hit on my
Oh, right.
Yeah,
Right.
my YouTube.
Gotcha.
I'll sing for you. Happy
so-
days.
So they're still
guys above
so they still hit you.
Yeah, they
didn't-
still hit me, you know, with copyright claims. And what I have to do is I have to go to the file, and then I have to use their clipping beta software to clip the song out of the.
I'm sorry, Anthony. I didn't realize because I thought that was only a problem. Wow. Well, that makes that. Well, if anything,
I mean, I know there's sites out there that run copyright free music. You know.
Yeah. I wish you would have told me this earlier, man.
Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah. Well, I plunked down on Humble Bundle for a whole bunch of copyright free music. So
Cool.
maybe I'll start playing that. I didn't realize this was still a problem. Just okay, then I won't. I will refrain from trying to play stuff.
You'd think the 20 stuff would be out of copyright by now.
Yeah, I think a lot of that 20 stuff should be out of copyright.
It should be, but then there are, you know, other things that probably use it and then bring it back up.
Or if it's like a Satchmo recording, then it's probably 60s now or something.
Gotcha, man. I didn't. Damn, this is really annoying. God, that makes life really difficult, and it sucks. Anyway, okay. Well, I'll know that for the future. Then I will refrain from this. I had no idea. Then it must have been a real problem. The Spotify in the Ravenloft game.
Yeah, I mean, I've had to just completely mute. You know, it took me. There was one time I got like
Shit.
6 claims in one video.
Really?
Yeah.
So is that what there's a video where only you're talking? Or was that like a recording that got messed up? There's like one Call of Cthulhu video where it's you're the only one who's talking. I don't know if that was because it messed up or it's because of that.
Yeah, I think that one might be a little messed up, and
Okay.
it could be that.
Okay. Geez, Anthony, I wish you would have. Man, that's frustrating. God damn it, man. I believe that this is excessive. This is excessiveness from YouTube, especially if we're not trying to monetize it, which is what we did originally because we realized we had the first time when we were using the Vitamin tool, symphonic music.
Yeah.
Anyway, this is not important to the game. Fine. Okay, guys. I'm gonna have to remove my music then from this headache. So, look, this is going to happen. Both Nevada Jones and Boothby is that these guys are going to keep on hammering you and trying to get you to confess to the cold-blooded murder of a Treasury agent. You're going to get grilled, Nevada Jones, Boothby Graffoe, with Elizabeth Cummings, with Bruce Whitworth, and with what am I going to say here? With God damn it, what's his name?
You mean a detective?
The Treasury agent, which would be Roger Daniels, and they're basically saying they're going to throw a book at you. You're the chair, i.e., the electric chair.
Please don't throw a chair at me. My goodness, man. Let's be civilized here.
All
You
right,
might you
let's
get
go down here.
a little bit of a smirk from one of the Treasury and the Treasury agents would introduce themselves as Agent Smith and Agent Bork. So, look, they are going to accuse you, and they're going to go after you, and they're going to demand that you comply and just fess up about what happened and tell them who you're working for. And that they might be lenient. This is the kind of thing they're going to talk to you. And it may be at some point, depending on how you do things, they may or might not rough you up. Because this being 1920s, federal agents, these kind of things, the rules are a bit loose. They might try and beat a confession on you.
My dear boy, if it comes to fisticuffs, then you're going to get even less out of me.
Poof! As he fist slams into your mouth. Okay, depending on, may not be so hard depending if you what you have. Okay.
Okay, you see my message?
Yeah. I got to double check something. Okay. Okay, just to double check something. All right, Elizabeth. Where are you gonna? Is a taxi driver gonna bring you to the front or the back of the hotel, or are you gonna have them bring you up somewhere close?
Drop me off a couple blocks away.
Okay. Yeah. Sure. All right. Okay. Yep. And so it's not too late at night. It's 8 o'clock. The streets are reasonably still vibrant. I mean, New York in 1920, still a vibrant place. This is the middle of, this is pre-Great Depression. It's the middle of the Flapper Age, and New York, bright lights, big city, even back then. And so, yeah, I mean, the streets are full. Cars are driving by. It's no problem. You walk down, and you kind of turn the corner into the alleyway and start walking down. Please roll me a spot hidden.
Okay.
Okay. So, you're going down the. So when you walk towards a hotel, you're, and down the alley, towards the back of the hotel where they would do deliveries, and a little bit down the alley, in the dark, a little bit past the street light, you yeah, it's okay. You can notice that there's a car. There's a delivery truck in the back here, and there's a delivery truck probably picking up laundry, so forth and so on, right? So there's activity, but there's some bustling activity back here. But you definitely notice a car that's parked a little further down, right down that alleyway.
Can I try?
Normally, you don't have cars back here.
Like blend in with the crowd and stealth.
Roll me a stealth.
I'm gonna pump 2 more into that for my luck.
Sure. Okay, that's good. All right, that's a almost a hard success.
But it is. It's a 30. Because I put 2.
Oh, because you pumped 2 into it. You're right.
Yeah.
You pumped 2. Sorry, I was looking away. I was looking away when you said it, so you didn't pay attention. You're right. Yeah. So yeah, it's a hard success. Very good. Yeah, and you're gonna start moving between the trucks, and maybe you grab some laundry off the truck if they're offloading, and get yourself in line. Kind of people sort of look at you funny. You kind of do something, whatever it takes to kind of blend in with the motion and the movement. Can you roll me another spot hidden?
Sure.
Okay. Let's check something. Okay. As you, I can imagine, what you did is you sort of between the trucks, they're loading and offloading different kinds of laundry sheets and so forth and so on, coats or
grab
something.
one of the chef jackets and just put it on.
Exactly what I was going to say. Yeah, exactly. You grab a chef's jacket, maid's coat, and you just put it on very quickly, half in the shadow. No one's kind of paying attention. There's a lot of movement. And then you do notice there's 2 guys on the back here who are standing around, not doing anything, smoking cigarettes. They don't look like anyone you know, staff. They look out of place.
Hmm. Okay. Do I notice one of my staffers?
Oh, yeah, you notice, someone that you already interacted with a couple times.
I see if I can get their attention and bring them into a shadowy area and talk with them for a second.
Like outside or inside?
Outside.
Okay. Yeah, you catch one of the bellhop's eyes, and he comes over.
As soon as he comes up to me, I put a $5 bill in his hand.
Okay, yeah, his eyes open. He's like, "Oh, thank you very much, Mrs. Cummings."
Who are the two strangers?
Look, Miss Cummings. By the way, you've told them you're Miss Cummings. What name is here?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, they don't come here looking. They've been asking around. What was your name? I didn't talk to them directly. They came out of nowhere and started asking people questions. Maybe 3 hours ago.
Okay. Well, what I need you to do, and there's a $20 bill in it for you, is I need you to go to my room and get my belongings.
Oh yes, ma'am. I can do that. Well, how will I get them to you? But they
bring them to I name a coffee shop in Midtown. Bring that to me tomorrow.
yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yeah, I'll make sure that kind of get that. Yes.
And I walk.
And okay. All right. So, by the way, I got to look at something. Right. So everyone got. So who has a major? Who has a major wound?
I have.
Well, I'm still on 0. I was unconscious, so
No. So what would have happened to you is someone stayed, and you would have gotten 1 hit point of.
So I should be on.
So you would have been at 1 hit point, not feeling very well at all during.
Okay.
And then after that, you would have again. That's if you were dying. So that's why Boothby is important. So you were dying, and all of you got. Oh yeah. So here's the thing. Check here. So because you were at 0, so you needed 1 hit. You needed the 1 hit point, which was what you got from first aid that the police gave, and then. Okay, and then you were stabilized.
From Spike must have helped.
Okay, so just to make sure, because you went to 0, you were given first aid, and so you got a one hit point back, and then after which that you were stabilized using medicine. You didn't get more hit points back. You were just stabilized, because if you weren't, you would have to keep on rolling con checks, possibly. So. Okay.
But then the cop hit me.
Yeah, I slapped you around. You're right. We'll just say that as not. Yeah.
I imagine him just grabbing the wounds and squeezing it, you know.
Yeah, squeezing him, slapping him around,
Like
know,
his
not-
bullet hole, shoving his thumb in it, you know.
Yeah. I mean, enough to make it hurt. It probably would have been like you would have passed out, and they would have fucking gotten you some smell, splash some water.
Are you
They would have said,
thinking
heal him
of
up.
a new vocation, Anthony?
Give
What's
him
it?
an
Are you
aspirin.
thinking of a new vocation as a 1920s cop?
You know something,
Um,
bum? Spill
yeah.
the beans.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Well, let me help you remember here. Does that rattle your brain a bit? Okay, and here after successful medicine roll, uncheck the dot. Yeah, so you. So okay, let me double check this. The use of a first aid to stabilize a dying character, 1 temporary hit point, and it must be followed up with a successful medicine skill roll. A dying character that has been stabilized with a first aid on a 1 temporary hit point should make a con roll at end of each hour. Failure indicates that your condition is right. That's why you can keep on becoming unconscious and start dying again and needing first aid. But after someone's given you first aid and you've got 1 hit point, no. A medicine check should be used to treat a dying character after he or she has been stabilized with a first aid roll. After a successful medicine roll, uncheck the dying box on the investigator, and I'm going to roll you 1d3. Okay, you're going to get a 1d3, and that's how many total hit points you would have recovered. So that's how many hit points you would have recovered, right? Okay, and then Bruce, they would have given you
First aid.
so yeah, you would have gotten first aid, but first aid is really only used to stabilize someone who's dying. First aid, once you do it for an hour, it grants 1 temporary hit point, right? Yeah, so first aid isn't super useful. First aid is really only for dying people. Medicine is the roll, and then you probably would have gotten. Oh no, sorry. Roll 1d3. 2 hit points. So somebody would have done the police nurse would have given you 2 points worth. You would have gotten some bandages and some stitches, and that's.
Do I lose the major wound status?
No, you do not.
Okay.
No, you only have 2 hit points. You weren't dying. You still have a major wound. And remember, what that means is, excuse me, a major wound results when an attack delivers damage equal to or greater than half of the character's maximum hit points in a single attack. When you have a major wound, you take the box, prone. Oh, I always forget about this. The character immediately falls. Make a con check to avoid falling unconscious. All right, you don't fall below, but you actually fall prone. That's good to remind us last time. You're really fucked up. And so, major wound recovery. A con check roll should be made at the end of each week of game time, right? That a major wound box is ticked. If it fails, no recovery takes place. Success one, so it takes a long time to recover major wounds. This is why at the beginning of this adventure, it took weeks for some of you guys to get your hit points back to normal.
Exactly. Sorry for that part.
Yep. Just so remember that's what that means. So, if you had a major wound, it ticked, right? And unless you were dying, that you would have needed the first aid. But otherwise, if you don't get first aid, you stay with if you don't get someone to give you a medicine, which means you need to go to a doctor, then you're going to have an issue. All right, then. And so let me just write some notes to people. Back. Okay, so.
I'm beginning to think that these adventures are not good for Boothby's health.
You might be starting to get high blood pressure.
They're definitely not good for our sanity.
Yeah.
Well, say it by yourself. Mine's going quite well, to be honest.
I'm at 22 out of 33.
35 out.
Is quite insane.
Yeah.
I'm still doing pretty well. I'm not insane yet.
What happened to that psychologist we were talking about?
Probably someone murdered him. Commissary, you murdered him?
I didn't murder him. I didn't murder him.
But wait, did you make the guy drunk and lost his
Oh.
job?
I think Elizabeth probably managed to convince him to get eaten by zombie critters.
Makes sense.
Okay, Elizabeth, like that scene that just happened, by the way, happened obviously immediately after you getting out of the cemetery. All right, and then you were So, are you going to head to the first place you told me after that, or the second one? You're going to head to find the professor? I mean, that night, or where are you going to go?
Well,
or you can do something else.
I would be able to
The other thing you told me.
that night, I'd probably have to call.
No, yeah.
So,
Yeah,
I'm just gonna find a normal hotel somewhere and check in.
Sure. Okay. Yep.
As
It's New York City.
Miss
There's
Jones.
a slew of places. As Miss Jones. Excellent. Miss Henrietta Jones. Or how should I?
Did they have Ms. in the 1920s?
Did they have what?
You know, Ms. I think that was like more like a 70s onwards thing. Ms.
What is?
So
what
it's
is
where
the singular
it's not Miss
female.
or Mrs. It's just Ms.
Ms.
Because like Mister, you can't tell whether they're married or not. Yeah. So Miss and Mrs. you can. So Ms. they might be married or not. But I don't think that. I think that's a recent thing.
I've never used that.
You know, just MS.
Miss. I always thought that just meant miss. Okay. All right. I didn't realize. I don't think there's a Ms. But okay. Anyway, I don't care. So. Oh yeah, Miss. Oh yeah, I see. It's MS. Miss is yes, Miss.
Yeah.
Maybe it's Miss.
Miss or Mrs. But we don't know.
Miss. I did not know this. Okay, fantastic. So, what do you guys? So, so I want to narrate this out. I don't. We are. You guys are kind of in a pickle, in a serious fucking pickle. I'm sorry, Miss. I totally forgot about you, Detective Whitworth. My God. Yeah, Detective Whitworth. Obviously, you are grilled for what the fuck happened in the cemetery. What are you going to tell the police detective about what happened in the cemetery this night?
Well, I'm not gonna say there were zombies. I'm gonna say we were assaulted in a trap by someone that I don't know because we were with Leroy and I know the Leroy is being followed, and somehow they managed to trap us using bodies. I don't know if they were using the bodies as body shield in kind, but they started after he started playing the trumpet. That's how I'm gonna explain to them.
I'm curious. At any point, is anyone going to say anything about the? Well, if you let's say use the word Leroy Turner, you guys are still going to be in jail, in a holding. When eventually they start asking you about the two dead goons. Oh no, actually, about the firefight that happened in front of 133rd Street. Witnesses say there was gunfire involving a bunch of whites in the neighborhood, and that eventually one of the car drove away, and that there was a sedan unmarked car with no plates with 3 dead mobsters 3 dead Goombas bleeding in the street. And they're going to basically ask you, Nevada, and ask you, Whitworth, and ask Grapho, what the fuck happened? Spoopy Grapho, what are you going to say about that? And now you don't know. At some point, they're going to come up with you and go, what's your relationship with this Leroy Turner? And why were you involved? And were you involved? And how were you involved in the murder of 3 members of the criminal underworld in front of his apartment?
I'm very intrigued, sir, why you think I would be involved in anything regarding the criminal underworld. I do admit to following a little bit of jazz music now and then, but all this is a complete mystery to me. I assure you, I simply wandered into this ceremony to do some rubbings and was assaulted, and now I find myself being assaulted by one of New York's finest, and then you're talking about the mob or whatever. I have absolutely no idea what's going on, sir, and I would really welcome the opportunity to go and relax a little bit at home. You are absolutely free to telephone me should you wish to ask me any more questions. But really, this is becoming ridiculous, sir.
Yeah, I think you're going to you're going to enjoy a little bit more time in a comfortable hotel here at the precinct. Free of charge, of course. Don't worry about it. Huh? It's nice. Yeah, you get free food.
Well, I do enjoy your hospitality, and I've made some good friends in the whatever that holding cell thing you call is. But to be honest, then let me put it this way: I doubt they know how to play a good game of chess, if you know what I mean.
This guy. You are a character, Mr. Grapple. You are a character. Well, I'll leave you to the agents, Smith and Bork. I think they have some questions about your relationship then with the Bonato family, of which you have, well, witnesses describe someone who seems to fit your description, screaming and yelling on the street and involved in a firefight with an you got a gun. We picked you up with a gun, didn't we? I mean, it could have been, maybe not.
Well,
I'll let them ask you.
New York is a dangerous city, sir. You know, it would be churlish of me not to attempt to protect myself in such a dangerous city. I mean, look at what happened tonight. Goodness gracious, it's a wonder I don't carry a larger weapon.
Well, I think that the agents are going to take your testimony. I'll be back. Maybe. Eventually. Yeah. Well, enjoy the potatoes tonight. And he walks off. Nevada Jones, how are you to the allegations that there are multiple have seen you involved in basically, oh, by the way, one of the things that like he says to you is like to Boothby is Grapho, you're a funny guy. I think I kind of like you. I mean, you're funny. Just you're not really. I'm trying to figure out whose jurisdiction all these things are in. The feds, I think, are going to be part of this. But that you should do yourself a favor. If you play nice and they tell them what they want to know, you're going to save yourself a lot of trouble. I mean, right now it looks like you got 1, 2, 3, 4 murders. I mean, maybe there's somebody that you're associated with in the murder in the park. We're not sure. This is not going to look good in court. You're a nice guy. Just think about that. A similar conversation happens with you.
Where are you getting these accusations of murder from?
Well, you see, there's no one fitting your description. Actually, no, it does say that. he says there's someone description at the crime scene, and he sees how you react. And as you get uppity and say, "Don't be ridiculous! What kind of accusation of murder? It's impossible. I don't have nothing to do with it." And he says, "Are you sure you weren't involved in the, in the murder of the? I think you've already asked about the agent. Look, Nevada Jones. It's in your best interest to just fess up. Maybe they won't throw the book at you. See, because you're going to go to.
I have a question. Are they talking about the murder in the bar? Like the guy that got killed there?
No. They're saying that at this point they're saying that you're a in the murder of a treasury agent. Except you bumblingly say that you have nothing to do with the murder of the guy at the Sugar Club, and then and then they go, "You were at the Sugar Club? Oh, really?" And you see him. He goes, keep an eye on him. He goes out the door and he yells. O'Grady, hey, give me the files on the Sugar Club.
Fuck.
Yeah, the case from 3 days ago. Anthony, it's it seems Toon has loose lips in every possible.
I go away for 1 minute.
Dude, you'd be a terrible mobster.
I'm going to be honest. I would definitely be a terrible mobster.
The worst criminal ever. What do you mean? I totally did not steal those $332.50 worth of bras from the Walmart at 2:56 p.m. in the afternoon, and I totally didn't walk out with them and go into my red car. It was just completely confessed. Every
I was there with my friend Anthony doing it.
I definitely was there with my friend Anthony Spina. Oh, his telephone number is this, and he lives in address. Oh, here's his email. But I definitely wasn't there with him.
Do you want his MySpace too?
Dude, I'm surprised you even know what MySpace is.
Yeah. But
fuck you guys. All right.
And so he brings in he waits at the he comes up and he looks at you. He's sort of like, he takes out a cigarette and he starts smoking, and the door opens and this other cop comes in, and puts the case file down, and he looks through it and he's like, "Oh, well, what do you know? There's some eyewitnesses here describing a man in a tan fedora wearing a kind of crazy." And he says a woman, and there's a lot, but there's here.
All right, I'm going to interrupt. All right.
That place is a black and tan. There's all sorts of people here, but there was a fight up front, and there was gunshots, and there was I see. There was this is really interesting. Well, Mr. Jones,
all right, sir. Just let me.
Lots of adventures for a college.
Let me explain here for a second, okay? Listen, now I don't know all these other people. Is this Miss Cummings, or what was her name? Cummings? What was it again?
I don't know. Go on.
Neither do I. Her, I haven't heard of, but I will say, you know about this case in this thing. I was called there to meet somebody, and in the end, they never told me a name. They just told me it was about something important, archaeological something, and it had to be kept a secret for, protection of the people. It was all very, very, and it was all in my expertise, of course, my area of expertise, Egyptian history. But when I showed up there, nobody came to talk to me. I was just sitting at this table, talking to a beautiful woman. I didn't get her name. And then some guy, just next to me, just walks up puts a bullet through the guy's head I'm sitting next to. This boy starts playing on his trumpet, and the guy who just got shot through the head just starts walking. He just gets back up, and I'm saying, this is what happened at the cemetery again today. Now I am being 100% truthful in this explanation. I get that it sounds strange, but look at the eyewitness accounts. Multiple people said that guy got back up and started walking. You see, I'm no liar. There are many things people might call Nevada Jones, but one of them is not a liar. They might call me a failed son of Indiana. They might call me a failed brother of Indiana Jr., but I'm not a liar.
Look, Professor Jones, I gotta say, you sound real honest to me, real convinced.
That's what I'm trying to say here.
Yeah. Yeah, I see. Yeah, you sound really convinced. I think I'm gonna let these two guys, Heckle and Jekyll over here. Officer Heckle and Jekyll. Yeah. They don't got a funny bone. They don't even got half a. Yeah, I'm gonna talk to you a little more. But then he gets up and he gets the paperwork and he's like, "Sir, it's good to know that you were the guy who says, who witnesses said had some kind of altercation in the front. He was yelling, firefight, and then
I didn't fire no gun, sir.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, when I looked you up in the City University of New York, they said that your expertise was Mesoamerican.
That's not true, sir.
Why are you? Well, it says so here in your your job description that I got from the secretary at the Department of Archaeology. So, are you an expert in Egyptology, or are you an expert in Mesoamerican, whatever this shit is? Interesting to know. I'll be talking to you.
Let's just say I'm a man of multiple talents.
Because aren't you an expert in Mesoamerican, Central American stuff? That's the point, right?
You might be 100% right there, Con.
I know it's right.
I got my initial character concept. I'm this messed up. Because originally I was going to do Egypt, but then I realised massive Nyarlathotep isn't in Egypt; it's in fucking Peru. So then I changed to Mesoamerican cultures.
Excellent. So you're in real time being caught by the police in lies during a fake. So really, this is truly a great lesson for you for the next time you get caught by the police.
Keep
the
notes.
True lesson in all this, Nevada Jones, I mean Toon, is never say anything ever about anything to a police officer, especially you.
Yeah.
Just don't fucking even start talking for any fucking reason, whether you did it or not.
Sir, did you and that black-haired man kill that person? What are you talking about? My friend Dylan here. No, I didn't kill that person.
No. Dylan wasn't trying to kill him. He was just trying to hurt him.
All he did was knock him out. We didn't know he was supposed to die. What the fuck is wrong with this?
Oh my God! Especially in the United States, I don't know really the specific rules are, but just don't ever say anything. Ask for a lawyer, and no matter what the cops say, especially if they're the feds, never say anything ever for any reason. Just shut the fuck up.
Yeah. All right.
In real life, in a really real world, don't ever say anything, because it can and will be used against you.
In a court of law.
Sorry. I know you did that mistake purposely. I kind of wanted to catch it because you forgot your own character.
Yeah, no, that's good. That's good. Keep me on my toes.
All right, guys. I'm sorry. Yeah. So I'm gonna go get a drink of water and get a cup, and I want you guys to think about what should happen, because it's this: the cops got something on you. The The two Treasury Department agents are completely as they go over and over and interrogate again and again, each separately to get the story straight. And I'm sorry I'm overly focused. And Anthony, and the three guys are in jail.
No,
They've
it's
got a lot
fine,
of
man.
shit going on.
It's fun.
And so
Well,
I'm
Let's see.
trying to. I'm trying
Shot
to.
the Treasury
Yeah.
agent.
Go ahead. What?
Who shot the Treasury agent?
Remember the guy who was breaking into my house that time?
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah, that guy. I killed him.
Who had the gun? Exactly. And who's the only one that's not in the friggin' clink?
It's fucking Elizabeth Q, man.
So
Fucking
well,
goddamn it.
I
Hey,
did kill
man, I got
that
nothing to do with
guy,
that.
and then
I'll be back.
you guys took the body to the hospital, right? And then Bruce confessed to murdering that man to the police.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then
Oh.
they let it go.
They gave me 1 week
But
to
Bruce
start a
didn't.
trial for warning that I shouldn't leave the town.
But Bruce, did you say that you killed him?
Yes, I did.
Oh well, it's all on you then, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. And I said I was at a party that I didn't do the folk, so I didn't know your names. But I think I don't remember this, but I failed in the first talk. But I'm not remembering of this.
But then, would you have told us that? Would you have told us what you told the police?
Yeah, I told you all when we went back to not to
So
the
we would know.
hotel.
We would know
Before
that
that,
you.
I think I called you
He
and
did.
Cummings.
He did. He told us, and then remember we came up with the idea to make Leroy play the trumpet in the hospital to wake the dude in the morgue and be like, well, he's not dead. You can't kill someone who's not dead, right? Right? You know?
Yeah, that's when Bruce started.
Somebody fucked it up, didn't they?
And then we went to Leroy to talk to him about it. Bruce didn't want to do it, but Boothby kept on doing it.
Somebody scared him away.
Yeah, it was
I don't know who.
Yeah, it was you.
I feel like we always come back to blaming each other for whatever happened. There's always somebody who fucked up and the others getting blamed for their mistake. Like how we're all in jail right now for killing a supposed treasury agent when Elizabeth was actually the one who shot him.
But the
Yeah.
dude did try to break into my house, you know, so...
No,
I know, but
he broke it. He broke it. He didn't try, he broke it.
Interrogated violently.
I
don't
shot
think
his
we had
leg
time
off like a Kill Bill.
I don't think we had time to interrogation.
But
surely
you know,
they must
what
have.
do we do if we would have captured him, right? Hypothetically, if we would have captured him and started interrogating him, he is a fucking treasury agent. What would your characters be willing to do at that point with that person who's our hostage? You know, the only logical thing would be to kill that guy, right?
But
Well,
surely,
Bruce wouldn't do that, of course. He would have tried to talk. He would have called the police and say, "This man broke to the house, and alligator, we are."
Mm-hmm.
And he has no proof because the guy had no proof on us. Absolutely none.
but they must already know that Bruce confessed to killing him.
No, that was after. That's in case we didn't murder him. I mean, Cummings.
Yeah, but it must be in the records.
It's
Oh,
gotta
now
be,
it is, probably.
but you know, who knows if they even talked to that other precinct and found that information out yet? You know,
Right, yeah.
because nobody knows where this guy is. You know,
Yeah.
he's
So they haven't
essentially a John.
identified.
He's a John Doe in a hospital somewhere. You know.
So they don't know he's dead then.
No, and this only took place like maybe 2 or 3 days before this night, right?
So we should be saying to them,
Yeah.
how do you know he's dead? Have you got a body? Show us the body.
So what do I remember? The police officers that talked to me in the hospital, they figured out. They somehow discovered, like a day later, the guy died. They discovered there was a federal agent, and that's why I had to go talk to them now instead of just letting go.
So they know he's dead.
Yes, they know.
I just had a blue screen, but I think I'm still here.
Yeah.
I can
still
hear you.
hear you.
Gentlemen, how is this all going? I want to give you guys now. We've had a little, RP experience with my attempt at a pseudo police interview experience, at least a pulp film noir version of one, a little bit of beatings. But how do you think this is going to roll out, guys?
I am having my shutdown, but
What's going to happen?
I'm gonna continue denying everything.
Okay.
I'm
What's
gonna
that?
blame everything on Leroy Turner.
That's it.
I'm gonna say that he has the devil's trumpet and he's not doing good things with it. I have heard that the devil gave it to him even.
Do you know, at some point during your incarceration, under the instead of the detective, a different type of guy will come in. He won't identify himself as his suit. Come in with a briefcase and a notebook. He'll have glasses. Will be accompanied into the room not only to it won't be the actually the two treasure one of the treasure a normal universe. And Nevada Jones, the man is going to ask you a battery of tests. A battery of questions.
Okay.
At the beginning, just be questions about your, car and childhood, work. And then he's going to ask you some questions, dreams, a lot of personal questions. And then he's going to start asking you about your script, zombies, the living dead, and the magic trumpet, and so forth and so on. He's going to really ask a lot of questions. I want to know all about that great sort of detail. And he's going to shake his head a lot. He's really going to ask questions. Listen to your story. He's going to ask you what your relationship with your mother was, what your relationship with your father.
What the fuck is he asking me all these questions? I don't like it.
And then he's going to ask you if you have any,
Can you repeat that last one? You cut out.
No. He's gonna ask you questions like trying to get information whether or not you are, prone to violence or violent fantasy, or whether you hear voices, see things.
Of course not, sir.
And whatever you answer.
What was he gonna say? I'm getting turned into the psych ward, aren't I? Fuck's sake.
After an elaborate set of questions what you do and so forth and so on. He's going to put his, his notebook away, and he's going to just shake his head. He's going to. It was very nice speaking with Professor Jones. I wish you a speedy road recovery. And he walks off.
What does he mean, speedy road to recovery? Wait, no. I am a functional human being.
Bruce Whitworth.
Yes.
Bruce Whitworth, are you? I see you've written things in the chat.
Well, you asked why we're drinking some water. What do we think is gonna be our
Okay,
sentence?
fine.
Our pause this situation.
I just
What
want to. No, it's fine. I just want to make sure I understand what you've written. Okay. So eventually, you guys are there for a couple of days without a shower, a couple of days with different sets of drunks and drug addicts and criminals coming into the holding cell.
A couple of days without alcohol.
A couple of days without alcohol. You're getting crazy. Now, eventually, after day 2, perhaps, it doesn't seem like there's any relief. No one's giving you a call. Call or anything. Each of you, both Nevada and we're missing someone. Boothby, you disappeared from the game. Oh, your computer shutting off. And Boothby, the detective says, I got, gentlemen, at some point says, I gotta watch this. You guys are in way too deep, up to your necks in some shit. I'm sorry. Good luck. And then the Treasury agents basically say to Nevada Jones and to Boothby, Detective Whitworth told us everything. We know you're involved. We know what you did. There's no use in coming up with these false claims. We have total understanding, accessory to murder, and various other crimes you've along with the deaths of 3 individuals on 133rd Street. If you're lucky, you're going to get life. More than likely, you're going to get the chair. Sometimes the voltage, it takes a little bit, it should. Sometimes the voltage is right there, and it doesn't take too long. Where is Elizabeth?
If I tell you, will you not kill us? Or kill me,
I'm sorry. I'm not going to kill you. That is up to the judge, the jury.
So I'm asking you
None of us are involved in it.
Can I make a deal with you?
You would like to cut him? Mr. Professor Jones? It depends on what you say. Start. We're interested in what you have to say. Go ahead. And you can say whatever. Wait. I know. What are you going to do, Grapho, when you're confronted with this?
Who's this Bruce Whitworth you're talking about? I've never heard of him.
Mr. Grapho, the gig is up. Or are you going to tell us that that Bruce Whitworth is lying?
I don't even know who this Whitworth is. Who is Bruce Whitworth?
He seems to know who you are.
Dealer?
He swears he knows who you are, and he swears that he's told us everything about your involvement.
Well, there's probably a lot of people know who I am. I've dealt with a lot of people, but I've got a terrible memory and faces.
We're talking about the death of Mr. Graham.
Death of who?
Now, And he goes up and says, "You're going to go." I say, "It is in your best interest to tell us what happened, because we will make it easy for you. If you tell us, perhaps we can avoid the death penalty. Perhaps just some hard labor. Maybe you'll be able to get out when."
Okay, I will tell you absolutely everything. I wasn't in the cemetery looking to do rubbing or engraving. The truth is that I'd had a little bit too much to drink, and I really needed a wee, and I sneaked in there, did one behind one of the gravestones. Please don't tell it. It's very embarrassing.
Nevada Jones, when you talk, do you say everything? Do you talk? Do you tell them about everything? Do you tell them about Bruce? Do you tell them about Boothby?
No.
What happened?
I'm just gonna say, what I've been telling you so far is the truth. There's this man who plays his trumpet. Now I will say, the pretty woman I was talking to was Elizabeth Cummings. I'll tell you that. I've been in her apartment. But what is this person you talked about that was dead? I do not remember anybody dying in my sight.
You've been in the apartment. Oh, let's see. Yes, the apartment that had a mass several days ago, and that caused multiple injuries, and I see the deaths of about a dozen people. Oh, please tell us more about the last time that you was coming.
I do not know what you're talking about right now. The deaths of multiple people. This is nothing that I know of, sir.
So how is this going to play out?
For some of the part, I don't know. I do not know what this guy's talking about.
A couple of things are going to happen. They're going to, they're going to try and build a case against you, and this is going to go to trial. You guys are going to be in jail, and this is going to be kind of boring. It's kind of hard to undo some of this because you guys have had different types of confessions. Yeah.
Could we go into the other room real quick?
Yeah, but there's another way to get rid of this, and I don't want to keep on. What could you do?
Yeah, all right.
Bruce Whitworth, you. Is there anything you think that Bruce Whitworth, or something that perhaps someone in Bruce Whitworth's orbit might, for some reason would get involved? I'm trying to give you guys a bit of narrative flexibility. I want to see if you can creatively solve this problem before I fix it for you. Unless you guys want to make all these in jail. So, all right?
Okay, I'm sorry. What was the question? What I think is gonna happen? Like connections? Someone rub the microphone.
Guys, let's make a good movie out of this, so that this story. Okay. I mean, if you don't want new characters, you can make some interesting things. The stakes have just gotten. You're in fucking trouble. How?
Okay.
And what could possibly happen to make this interesting? Because what's going to happen is that I'm not going to role play this out anymore, because unless you make some interesting decisions, this is going to be a long haul court case. You guys are going to go to trial.
Can we summon that spirit from
I don't know what you guys want to do. Anthony, I'm going to go to waiting room.
Okay.
Hey,
so I want to go, and I don't know if you think this is way over the top, but I want to go and convince the mafia guys to break my friends out of jail. If they know someone on the inside, maybe when they get transported from one place to another.
Sure.
Or something,
Yes, that this is possible. I was hoping these guys would they're not very good. I didn't think I was going to role play out the interview so long, but neither did I think that they were. Besides Boothby, that they were going to
Hey,
be
we're
so bad
being
at this.
recorded, me and you right now. So
Okay, all right. No, oops. All right. I didn't realize. You're right. Okay. Well, it's okay. So here's the deal. No, it's okay because the thing is obviously that Yuri's given the secret. So I think narratively, personally, I think what could happen is that the best choice. I mean that's one possible choice, but they haven't been. Just to be honest, the way that the interviews have been going, they've been confessing a lot, and so they can't get out of this.
Yeah, there's no way Elizabeth at this point is gonna get caught. Because she's on to somebody, onto her.
Yeah.
So rather than me disappear, Elizabeth, I could probably help out this way.
So that's one way, which will be a big deal. Giving them the trumpet will definitely help because he's going to want that trumpet.
Yeah, that's what I'm using as leverage. I'm not going to show up with the trumpet because then all they have to do is take it from me, and I got to fight my way out of that. But
On the other hand, he's going to ask questions about about who killed his men.
I'll tell him I did. And if he wants to believe me, he can. If he doesn't, I mean, I'm a very petite woman, so I'll be like, I did, So you could be like, bullshit,
Yeah, and you could take out your gun and shoot a couple, light bulbs out. And, demonstrate your
or kill his two goons next to him,
yeah, like real fast. Yeah, quick on the draw. Let them know what's what. Shoot their hat off or something. Okay, that's fine. And you'll give them the trumpet. Okay.
Yeah,
right.
I'll give them the trumpet.
You'll offer the trumpet. You'll offer the trumpet.
Yeah,
in exchange because he knows where that's going.
And if maybe they could get us new identities,
So one of the things is that when you do find them, has he found? He says that he'd, if this deal goes through, let's imagine this is one deal, then he's gonna he might want to track down Leroy Turner.
Okay.
So that might be something that he wants because he needs the only person he knows can play this trumpet and do what he needs. And he says that trumpet's really nice. I mean, the power over life and death.
Mm-hmm.
Who don't want that? I could have a whole, I could have a whole set of goons. Well, you can't kill, you can't die. I mean, I got to see how to make this work. If it does what it says it does, and you say that you've seen it, huh? I mean, I heard some weird things about the cemetery the other night. Real interesting. So that's just the role play wise.
Mm-hmm.
From a metagame, and because I'm also trying to have you guys kind of metagame a narrative, there's another option. Yuri has a secret government handler.
Mm-hmm. Yuri seems reticent to be using his things. He doesn't like flashing his badge. He doesn't like using his connections.
I know it's a bit. I don't know what. I guess his character's like that, but this might be one of those meta story situations where it might be in everybody's benefit for that to happen.
So if Yuri doesn't bring it up, then don't nudge him.
Right.
So
right.
We can see if everybody's all right with how I'm going to play it out. Now, if there's a way that I could get the mobster to figure out what had happened, like what kind of case they have, to see if, obviously somebody talked, so I got to figure out who is the leak and possibly not save that person, right?
Right.
So in the jailbreak, maybe, I don't know, he doesn't get saved or an accident happens to his car. I don't know.
Yeah, this is complicated.
He is the only witness then for the state's case against us, right?
Partially. I mean, the way in which
he's a major piece in the whole thing.
No, he's a
His
major piece.
If his
Yeah.
testimony gets thrown out, then they've got nothing because they don't
Yeah,
have my living space because that's burned. You know. And ultimately, all they have is his confession saying he was the one who killed the guy in the first place.
Well, it's him saying that you did it, right? He's just saying he was an accomplice and a witness.
He said he killed him to the first set of police officers.
Oh, is that okay? That's what he said. Okay, he's confessed that it's him. Okay, right.
So now he's changing the story. It's me all of a sudden. You know. I don't know if that flip-flop and shit flies in the 20s. You know.
They might want to solve. They're probably out for blood. You know, it's a law enforcement death. You know.
Yeah.
I presume even in the 20s, that's not acceptable.
They're going to be building a case, but as of right now, I guess Yuri is the major cog in their machine.
Yeah, in the machine, and all you guys are all accessories to the crime in one way, shape, form, or another, right? But then if he said, I presume he might have mentioned something about your place and where it happened, and of course that place had a fire. So they're going to start connecting all the dots between the firefight in front, the death that, the mob hit at the Sugar Club, and then the treasure agent, your apartment burning down, and clearly it had negative consequences.
And once we're done with all this, we'll have new identities, and we can continue playing these characters with new names. You know.
Yeah, this was an unexpected turn of events.
Yeah.
The unexpected turn of events being just the lawful goodness.
Yeah.
Which makes sense, but the lawful goodness creates this kind of consequences.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So I'm
ready.
You ready to go back in?
Let's go back.
All right. Cool.
I do worse.
Here we go. Shh. Stop talking about them.
Okay, guys. So
I would like to speak to the feds.
Okay. All right. Well, look, we're not going to role play this out. You guys are going to tell me the story.
Okay, I'm going to.
We did enough role play. How's this going to work out?
I'm going to speak to the feds and say, look, I don't know what's going on, but I'll do you a deal. I'll work for you, and I will attempt to incriminate Cummings on your behalf. I'll work for you to pin it on Cummings.
Okay.
I'm going to call my dad and see if he has any lawyer, or I'm going to ask for a call and see if my dad can get me out of jail because he's very rich and has a lot of money.
They're only going to let you make a phone call if you. Okay. As long as you give a testimony, you're going to be a state's witness.
All right, I agree to that.
Everything you've seen. Oh boy. Okay.
Sorry, Anthony.
Oh, that's fine, man.
Okay. And of course, another prime suspect here is, the detective. I suppose you're going to give your testimony, and you're going to promise to be a state's witness in the upcoming trial.
Of course. And I'm going to ask a favor to the federals.
Yes.
I'm gonna ask them to release me conditional, put Cummins up under a ward against her, and give me a bounty hunter certification, so I can get her and bring to justice after I get my trial. It's gonna be part of my sentence. Get her to justice.
What?
Using my excuse in favor of the court.
Oh my God.
You want this cinematic?
Okay. I see.
Just to see one thing, we all had the same idea, but separately. So everyone is after Cummings on purpose. I mean, I don't know too. He's soon not decided. But
if the lawyer thing didn't pan out, I would definitely gone after goings.
Yeah, okay.
I mean, you're going to get lawyers. They're eventually going to allow you to get lawyers. They can't hold you. They
Forever.
can't detain you. I mean, are they actually detaining you illegally in a way, abusively? Yeah, sort of. But things are a little black, a little kind of gray. Especially since they're investigating a law enforcement murder. Okay, wow. So then you guys are going to agree to go to jail. You're going to have lawyers. The lawyers are going to try and, work your plea deal, plead guilty, and so forth and so on. And
I thought the deal was that if I could get Cummings for me, I wouldn't need to go to jail.
You guys are all going to look. I want to make this clear. It'll take time, but you guys are all going to go to jail.
I have no
You
problem.
will end up going to trial and going to jail. I just want to let you know this is how this is going to play out.
Prison hooch. Can't believe it.
So I want to make sure you guys understand what is the story arc that we're heading to, or rather the end of the story arc, and possibly. Okay.
Actually, I think that's a wonderful end for Bruce. Going after Cummings in a final mission before going to prison for a long time. And then after that, he's gonna be able to make justice with his own hands. How Bruce is gonna cope being able not to do justice, but to be a service for the people.
There isn't
Paladin.
a joint.
What?
There isn't a joint that's been built that can contain Boothby Gruffaut.
Oh. The mammoth of England.
The mammoth.
How dare you?
Sounds like a good
It's a strong animal. It's a strong animal. It's a compliment.
Okay, all right. Let's think about this, guys. Okay, so you've got. Let's think through this from a Law and Order filmatic point of view. You've got a corrupted fallen police officer who is the star witness, and I don't want to make sure, Yuri, you are going to be a star witness, and you are going to say everything that happened the way it actually happened.
And I'm gonna tell even before that, because I'm gonna tell from the countryside house too.
You're gonna fucking say all that?
And put emphasis on the disregard for human life of all of them.
So you are going to admit of your involvement in Syracuse.
Of course. Bruce is gonna clean his conscience like
holy fuck, Jesus Christ!
Bruce needs to clean his conscience of the. If he doesn't do that, he's gonna get insane. He's gonna be a lot of pressure on his mentality.
Now I don't know this. Now I see. What is going on in the prisons in the 1920s and the comps. Guys, there are certain circumstances where guys, this is a I want to make sure you guys understand some things happening here. Sure, you guys are in one way, shape, or form to being accessories to the murder of a law enforcement officer.
Okay.
In an era where the laws concerning prisoner safety, conduct of police officers, conduct of prison guards, does not anywhere near shape, in no way does it meet the standards of modernity. Not only that, if Bruce decides to talk about whatever insanity happened in Syracuse, and then certainly that takes another case, because then all of you are involved in another non-related murder. And oh God.
Can I just point out I haven't murdered anyone?
And yeah, but you're an associate to a crime, and then an accomplice to a crime, if not aiding and abetting. And then somewhere along the line, the mob from Syracuse oh man, dude, they don't know you guys. They only know Antonio. Everybody died. So this is no, they won't know. They'll yeah, I don't think they'll be able to connect this. But you're gonna get pinned with another murder on the rap sheet. This is look, I just want to make sure that you guys realize that the likeliest inevitable consequence of this story arc will be that somewhere someone is going to kill all of you before
I
you
understand that.
get to trial.
Oh, before trial.
Yeah, that's not.
You're going to be held. You're going to be held in detention. At a it's not like the trial. Like it's not like the trial's going to happen tomorrow. You guys are going to be put in jail until this thing comes up in the docket, and it's going to be a big show trial, right? They might push it forward. Treasury agent murdered by famous, professor. But it very well may be likely that you might accidentally hang yourselves in jail.
Yeah, we're gonna be fucking Jeffrey Epstein's.
At
Shit.
some point, we'll get a phone call, and I'm gonna call Cummings,
Don't you back up?
and I'm gonna tell her you better get us the shit out of this, or I'm gonna spill my big fat beans, you cow.
Okay, thank you.
You guys had your chance.
For God's sakes. I don't know what to say, guys. I mean, the narrative goes as you guys decide. I'm just telling you ultimate consequences of some of your actions if this is the way you want to go.
Yeah, Bruce is gonna tell. He has to tell. If he doesn't tell, he's gonna get mad, crazy.
Okay, that's fine. Did you guys call your lawyers? Because you have a trust
I don't have a lawyer.
Yes, you do. You have a trust fund with a law firm that has an untold amount of money.
Yeah.
I call my lawyer.
You don't know that, but they do.
I do not know that. Yeah, no.
I've already used my phone call to slag off Cummings.
Okay, guys. Look, that's fine.
I get a second phone call to call my lawyer.
No, you don't get a second phone call. Okay, so as long as we understand the inevitable consequence of this, and we're going to have to figure out a way to narrate this, is that you're going to die, you're going to be found having committed suicide with a bedsheet, and or during your prison transport, you are going to be gunned down at some point.
Like negative arc.
Like going to trial, maybe even the day before the trial starts or something like this. There will be the prison transport will be ambushed, and you will die in a hail of gunfire.
My twin brother Digby is not going to be happy about that.
Okay.
I actually like this negative arc for Bruce. I'm gonna stick with that.
Nevada is going to be very sad when he gets gunned down.
Yeah, Nevada, you're going to be gunned down or you're going to be hung. So I hate to say that seems to me the only possible outcomes as a result of the decisions made.
All I can say is, guys,
confessions
really
given to the law enforcement officers and stuff. Yeah, that's it. Okay, if you guys are okay with that's the way it rolls out, well, that's the way it rolls out.
Well,
I like sad as fuck.
It's the actions of our consequences, isn't it?
I mean, I don't mind going a little pulpy, but I don't want to go too pulpy, too ridiculous.
Do the feds not want a deal to get Cummings?
There's a difference. I bet you they do, but
She's bribed them, hasn't she? The rich cow.
you don't know. But between these things like police officers and what police officers are, not the feds, the police officers, and stuff happening. I mean, the feds. Let me put it this way: the federal officers are probably like Elliot Ness style, right? We're talking about the untouchables. They are not an issue. New York police are probably generally have a lot of bad eggs. And there might be other reasons if somehow anyone in the mob I mean, I feel sorry for Antonio because I think Antonio off screen is going to have a problem. Because some cop on the take is going to find out about all this stuff and will squeal to someone, and someone's going to start making connections amongst other things, other many possible consequences, and someone's going to find Antonio and squeeze Antonio until he talks, and Antonio's going to say everything. Poor Antonio, I feel sorry for him.
Well, he doesn't need to because Bruce has spilled his guts.
Yeah, but Antonio will might spill his guts about other things.
What about
Which
this?
we'll get.
What about this guy that we were meant to meet at the club?
The professor from Columbia University?
Yeah.
What about him?
Is he not contactable? Can we not call him?
You're in jail.
Yeah, I know.
So, not really. Unless he comes to see you. I don't know. I mean, maybe you get phone once a month or something, but you won't last that long. If this is the storyline that we want.
Well, I'm in jail. Boothby's not known for being able to file his way out of prison cells. He's called Cummings, who told him to shove it.
I don't think you actually got in contact with her.
You probably you wouldn't know where to call her.
Oh, so I still have a call then?
No, I mean, who would you have called? If your call was to Elizabeth Cummings, where you would have called where?
The Ritz-Carlton kitchen.
Okay. The Ritz-Carlton kitchen would have said, "There's no one like that here. They don't know what you're talking about." It would have hung up on you.
And so I would have said, "Look, I didn't get connected. I'd like to call my the lawyer of my trust fund."
But the cops just heard you say, "Hello, is Elizabeth Cummings there?"
Yeah, she wasn't there. She wasn't there.
That's your one. They're not very good about this. You realize when they say you get one phone, they mean.
Oh, so we're getting stitched up, guys.
They're dickish. They are. I mean, they can be very much. That's the law says you get one. I mean, that's modernity. I don't even know if you'd actually get a phone call in the 1920s. I'm being honest. This may be an anachronism. So Nevada Jones doesn't know. Bruce, would you have called the lawyers from the trust fund?
Not trust fund from Gavin.
Oh,
Winter.
You would have called Gavin.
Yes.
Okay. And so you would have asked Gavin for lawyers.
help in general. But yes, lawyers in the case.
Okay. Wait, I don't. So you would have called. And what would you have told?
I would say that I got some trouble. I just need some help with lawyers. No big thing. I would hide from him what I really did, and I would ask if you could send someone just to give a talk and to move things on.
Oh, okay.
And then a lawyer, of course, would come by, figure out all this happening. Shit would hit the fan. Probably, maybe Gavin, I don't know. Maybe he would back out. Maybe call my father, and then probably they would all give up on me because that's a lost case. But I knew that I had any chance to go after Cummings and make just by justice, and there would be murder. Abandoned by my own fellows, my own friends, family, in a fake hope in the back of a truck in a prisoner vest.
Okay, it would have been like white and black stripes, like in the old movies. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, if that's how you guys want it to roll out, then that's how it's going to roll out.
If I can hunt Cummings, I would appreciate too. But
you're not going to be able to hunt Cummings. They're not going to let you go now as a bounty hunter.
Okay.
Right? That's not going to happen. I mean, there's other possible story twists, but that one is not going to happen.
It's a shame. I already thought of the name Mandalorian.
Oh God, thanks. Oh God.
Sorry, it's a joke.
Well, guys, you all, if this is what happens, you will, at the moment of your death, you will all have a terrifying. If this is, I want to make sure if this is the way it goes, in one way you will die one way or another. And you will have a terrifying vision of a like some kind of alien black space where strange music or vibrations, really not music, vibrations that are rhythmic that you could interpret as some kind of music, but they're not. They're painful, even in your death. You'll think that suddenly this is hell, and then a cackling, echoing laughter fills your entire consciousness as you pass. It's yeah. Well, that was an unexpected turn of events.
Wow, I can't believe everybody was gonna rat on Elizabeth.
It's 3 sections ago. I did that 3 sections ago.
Man. Yeah.
Remember when I got angry and I kicked out this storming out when we talked to Leroy?
Mm-hmm.
That's exactly the moment that I snitch all of you.
That's probably the moment that you died.
Yeah.
But that's a good arc from Bruce. He spent all his life trying to do right, making his abilities to fair use, not trying to be the rich prick, and he dies with everyone spit on his face. Nice.
Do you guys want to know what Elizabeth was doing?
Sure.
Is that a question?
Okay, so after she left
Hotel.
the hotel, noticing that there were people there waiting for her, she went to a
Mm-hmm.
normal hotel, checked in as Miss Jones. Then she
Mhm.
went
Oh,
to
you
the
fucker.
she went to the mobsters who were looking for Leroy and offered them a deal for the trumpet to possibly break out her friends. But then she found out that everybody ratted on her.
Fuck.
So she's like, they all have to die.
So we didn't rat on her.
So you're the actual reason we got killed.
You did, yeah. Elizabeth is the reason you
just-
guys died.
We were just offering them a deal.
I was going to
Dude.
escape when they let me out,
We
you know?
didn't actually rat.
So
If
if you guys would have just clammed up and kept your mouth shut like you were doing in the beginning, some of you would have been alive right now. She would have broke you out. She said to the mobster, "Help me break out my friends."
But you see, my plan was to get the deal and then go to Cummings and say, "Look, I've done this deal, but not actually to turn you into the feds."
Yeah, sure. That's what you were going to do, Boofy.
She would trust that. Uh-huh.
that's not how those things work.
It was just to get out of prison.
They wouldn't get you out of prison if you had a deal. They just wouldn't send you to the electric chair. You guys are responsible and associated with like.
No, what evidence was that?
You guys also
Do you
gotta
really
remember
think
that
Evidence was that Boothby did anything?
this is the time of like Bonnie and Clyde. Like
Yeah.
there were people doing some crazy shit at this time. And the mafia hitting a police station wouldn't be unheard of at that time.
Right, or hitting the transport, the prison transport.
Yep.
So, and anyway, I mean, if that wasn't going to happen because of the things you guys said, one of you may or may not actually have been murdered on the inside by the prison guards or the police officers, right? That would also happen. Matter of fact, it might be Boothby or Nevada, either one of you. Bruce might have been more protected because he was a key witness to everything. And these cops just want to get a conviction, so they're looking for, the mob, and you're clearly mob. You are mob associated at this point because, Jason, because all the things that you've done. And I was trying to see how you guys. I didn't really know how I was going to play out the interrogation, so I was trying to kind of play it straight, and you guys did what police love. You just, besides Boopy, you were pretty good. You were good, actually, Mike. Actually, that's exactly how you should play it. So, but you shouldn't necessarily anything at all. Nevada, you weren't very good at that. But the problem is Bruce spilled the beans on everyone, right? And he's a cop, and so he's he's a bit untrustworthy, but he's said all these goddamn things. So it's really hard when you basically a star witness who put all the pieces together and explained everything. And the cops and these police and the treasury agents, they want a conviction because somebody killed the treasury agent.
One of them.
And they assume that you're associated with Elizabeth. I mean, I'm sure Bruce has said something about, Elizabeth's possible counterfeiting. And so they assume that she's a criminal mobster, that all of you are involved in some kind of criminal conspiracy that's involved with bootlegging and these new kind of criminal organizations. So I don't know how I could have gotten you out of this, Boothby, even though you were very good during the interrogations. And obviously, I'm not like a master interrogator. I'm not a police officer or anything like this. I don't know. Do we think this should have got? Is there any way this could have got differently, Anthony? Is there like?
Not for me.
As soon as we ratted out Elizabeth, there wasn't any way this was going to go. Like, there wasn't any other way this was going to go.
Well, if Bruce hadn't spilled the beans, it wouldn't be a problem then.
Well,
you were going to do the same as well.
Bruce would have been taken care of then, So you just had to maintain radio silence, but nobody did,
Hey, all I said is I'm going to get out my. I was going to use my daddy's money to get out, and you still killed me, fucker.
So you see, this is how police investigations work, right? They separated you. Mm-hmm. They were looking for holes in your stories. They were waiting for you to turn on each other. They were waiting
What I
to
was saying,
to make up contradiction.
what I was saying is that I don't know anything about these murders. I don't know anything
right.
about this. But release me, and I'll get close to Elizabeth, and get the evidence that you need. I wasn't saying I would testify against Elizabeth.
I don't know. Sounding like you want to gather evidence against a person sounds like you're.
I'm
Yeah,
trying
to
think
get
the problem.
to get released.
The problem is that Bruce Whitworth fingered you, like, because who was the worst? Who? Oh no. Oh yeah, we forgot about Rudolph. I mean, Rudolph would have been, I presume, taken into custody for questioning too. He's fucked. Everybody in the storyline is fucked. I'm trying to think, Boothby. I mean, I just can't see because Elizabeth has said that you've been involved in all these things, right? He claims as a star witness that you have been
I wouldn't know.
But no, but you haven't. But you haven't, and you probably withheld. You probably held up to some punching and some. You were probably violently interrogated, but you continued, to hold the fort. But the problem is, you never called a lawyer. And so you were given a shitty fucking state prosecutor.
I asked for a lawyer.
Oh yeah, I mean you got but you didn't. You got a shitty state prosecutor, who's some underpaid guy who probably wants to save you, but he told you to just plead guilty and try not and he would have told you. I believe this is how it looks, how it rolls in all the police procedurals I like to watch. Whether it should have been appropriate or not, he would have told you to just plead guilty and take.
No, but we didn't play that out there, did we? I would have denied everything.
Okay. Do we think that Boothby denying everything would have gotten away with things?
No. In the way that I explain everything, no.
Not after Bruce spilled his beans.
I mean, the thing is that they've got, there's no confession, so they don't have a confession. But the thing is, they would still arrest you, and you would have to await trial, where you would plead not guilty.
Yeah, exactly. But I didn't get to trial because I got killed.
Well, yeah. Yes.
They say it happens to the best of us.
But I also want to make sure we're satisfied that this has internal consistency. And
I'm for Bruce, it's super good. For Bruce, I think it's a wonderful end. It's exactly how I wanted. A really bad ending for this guy. I wanted a really bad negative arc for him, and that's what I got. I'm super satisfied.
Okay, let's okay. And so I'm also trying to be consistent with, and I didn't study 1920s law, so I'm not going to say I'm an expert at it. I'm extrapolating from my experience watching Law and Order and police procedurals backwards to how this was going to play out, and assuming that things would be much more corrupt and that you would have less rights in the 1920s.
And the tragic thing is, right now, Digby is in the lobby of Boothby's apartment building, wondering where his twin brother is.
Yeah. Except you're left-handed instead of. I mean, Digby. He's left-handed instead of right-handed.
Exactly.
And he has a mole on the right side of his face instead of the left.
And also one on his left buttock.
And he's got 4 nipples.
but 2 of them he keeps in a box.
But Boothby, the other problem that even if you, again, back to the thing was you would have stayed I can't see any other way that they would let you go. They would keep you in jail until the trial, unless you could post bail. But you didn't call a lawyer to help you post bail. None of you guys posted bail because you didn't call your fucking lawyer.
I asked for a lawyer.
Yes, but you're going to get a state.
But I wasn't given the opportunity to call for a lawyer. But I wouldn't have remembered to call the.
I don't know what. Okay. Maybe you guys. Maybe this is just you guys don't watch crime shows like like they do it in the movies. You get one phone call and only one phone. So normally the phone call would be to your mom or your dad if you're a kid to get me out of jail, right? Or to somebody that you can trust who's going to arrange to find a lawyer for you and post bail.
Which is why I would have called Cummings.
Exactly, but Cummings screwed you, and so you couldn't contact anybody else.
Yeah, but if you don't connect, if you don't get through.
But you talked. You said, "Is coming? I'd like to speak to Elizabeth Cummings." And you just stood there. I mean, Romeo. I mean, the problem is that it's a narratively. Romeo Luckcheck. Romeo fast.
It doesn't matter, Kai, because you're right. Because having not spoken to Cummings, Boothby would be killed before trial. It wouldn't matter whether he had the lawyer or not.
So I go like this: you get the lawyer. The lawyers could have posted bail. I mean, you may or may not the lawyers, or as a matter of fact, because of the association, the lawyers might not want to have anything to do with you after you tell them about your jail because they're a prestigious legal firm. So even if you called them, they after they might have sent someone out to find out what happened, and then they would never come back because the legal. This is difficult because you're part of the will. Yeah, I don't know how to play this out.
But I don't know. What would usually happen in a situation like this, Kai? Like someone is in a terrible case. Like if right now, if I was on trial for murder, they would stop my benefits.
Yeah. No. Absolutely. Oh no. Yeah.
Yeah, but
there's probably some stipulation in the trust fund to allow for legal support, right? Because it assumes that you guys were going to be doing things and might run afoul of the law. But a legal case in where you're guilty of murdering a federal officer. Let's get to
Cummings was guilty of murdering a federal officer.
Oh, we're associated. I know. But you're.
But I don't know.
There you guys go again, blaming Miss Cummings when all you have to do is your mouth shut, and you would be out of jail right now and alive.
No, it's okay. It's okay. So let's chat this out because I'm trying to figure this out. So you guys didn't. Okay, so let's say you could get. And this is why I said I didn't. I kind of wanted to narrate this together because these are some things I, as a GM, as a storyteller, am trying to think of how it would work out. Which I want us to agree on how this narrative works, right? And what's fair. I know what Booth wanted.
I think Boothby would call Cummings first over the lawyer. I think, character-wise.
Okay.
Right. He would trust her more, wouldn't he?
Now, if you had called the lawyer,
even though she betrayed his trust, ultimately.
Well, you ratted on her, so I don't know.
No, I didn't rat. Boothby didn't rat. He didn't rat.
Yep. Boothby was actually the only. Yeah, Boothby was very good. Boothby was completely denying everything and saying it was all circumstantial. That they have no evidence that he did anything. There's no witnesses that he was involved. The problem is, though, Boothby, and again, it might be unless they get witnesses, because you haven't, which they might not have, because the African American community probably would not have said anything. But you fit the description of someone who was in the street in the gangland fight,
Mm.
i.e., when you guys shot up the mobsters who came to steal Leroy Turner.
How many fat white guys are there in New York in the 1920s?
Of course.
Guys,
Yelling
So if
something about a
Boothby
Trump
didn't,
No, I
funny
mean,
accent.
if
No,
Boothby didn't
Bruce
turn,
being silly, so
I like I said before, Kyle, I would have tried to save my
Yeah,
friends, you
yeah.
know. So I wouldn't have killed Boothby.
Of course.
I would have tried to spring Boothby on a transport from one location to another, you know.
Okay.
So if Boothby's the only one who didn't rat me out, I would have saved him. But everybody else
Okay.
has got to go. Now Boothby's got to get a new name and blah blah blah. So we'll, you know.
Okay.
no,
So
but
Boothby, that's how that's going to roll out.
But would you know that? You see, because you wouldn't, because Boothby
So
The mob's got the mob.
let me go,
had
and
cuts on the
I
cake.
will get close to Cummings, and you wouldn't necessarily know his intentions.
the mob
You
would
might-
know. The mob has people on the police force knowing, you know, what your guys' deals are.
Yeah, so
So
Uh,
if you are actually trying to double cross Cummings, she would know that, and that's why you're dead.
no,
But-
but the point is, Boothby was only saying that to try and get out of prison, and then as soon as he got close to you, he would tell you what deal he had made to find a way of getting out of it. But you wouldn't know that. You would think he was double crossing you.
Okay, so here's the thing. Here's a possible way to run this, because you would have told that to the detective may or may not be dirty, and he may have been trying to get in all the conversations or trying to listen in, but you may or may not have been able to tell that to the feds, right? And the feds are clean. The two Treasury agents are like so they may not be dirty. The municipal New York police are dirty.
No, but I
So-
think probably Elizabeth, on hearing that, would think, Boothby has double
No,
crossed.
but they may not. But they may
You
not
wouldn't
have
know
heard that.
his intention.
No, because she may not have heard the deal you made with the feds, because they would have kept that secret. What I'm telling you is that the feds, the federal Treasury agents, are probably white knights, just like Bruce. The police in New York, somewhere along the line, they're going to have people on the take who are corrupt.
They could quite
And will be
easily
beholden.
overhear, I think.
So they would have heard everything. Officially would have been that you keep on denying everything, and that deal could have been much more secret with the Treasury agents. And then, because Elizabeth doesn't know that, she'll spring you. That's
know.
totally plausible.
Yeah, I can see that, but you know, I think the fact that Boothby being killed for something he wasn't guilty of is kind of, there's a dramatic irony there, you know.
It is. It's up to you, because what's going to happen is there's still consequences, right? Boothby's career is gone. You are now fully criminal, and you will have to. Well, no, I mean, I'm saying if you don't let him die and you allow Elizabeth to spring you, I mean, that still also has interesting story consequences. 'Cause now, Boothby, you've been skirting with criminality.
Taking a shower, guys.
I don't know. I think it's Yuri's.
It's Yuri. It's raining. It's raining.
Is it
It's raining.
raining?
in Sao Paulo.
sorry.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
raining
it's
here in Sao
raining, sorry.
Paulo. So Boothby,
My
it could
bad.
be. Sorry, yeah, it could be that's another interesting character arc. The world.
Well-
Elizabeth, and then you owe the mob because the mob saved you.
Well, that's true. Or Digby wants to find out why his twin brother died.
It's totally up to you. Again, I'm leaving. I'm trying to find possibilities that are not. We have to have some creative license, and for narrative story wise, it can't be real. But I don't want to be too ungrounded from reality.
Look, I'm dead. I need to get my dinner.
fuck.
Can I go?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Fuck's sake.
It's all your fucking fault, Yuri.
I'm not complaining. I'm happy. I'm glad.
I know.
You didn't like Bruce.
No, I like him. I play him perfectly. His story, his arc was amazing from the creation. Thank you, by the way, Kai, for having me with the creation. The negative arc that I want him to, like the guy that want to be the White Knights, but just get messed by the world. Not get a break. He tries and tries, and he still get murdered when he has a little bit of hope. It crushes him.
He's a total tragic hero.
Exactly.
Right? With a sort of Greek classical flaw.
Okay. So see you next week, guys.
Yeah. We'll talk about. I'll post some stuff about Numenera.
Fuck's sake. Yep. See you next week.
Hey,
Sorry,
okay.
I'm finding with an Excel sheet right now.
Yeah. Okay. It's fine. Thanks, guys. It was a strange way. It's not how I expected. But that's all right. Eventually, we'll get some new characters, and we'll start our way on. But consider how new characters may or may not be associated somehow with the other ones, or maybe not. I don't know. We'll think about it. So just think about what your new characters are going to be and how they may or may not know each other.
Okay. Now that you're talking about Numenera, could I? I'm not sure yet, but could I play Jaime?
I'd like to try something fresh.
Okay, it's okay. I make something fresh.
Yeah. Because it's short. It's just going to be for 2 sessions. I just want to try something.
Okay.
So I'll put up some info because I know you know Numenera, the other guys don't. I just want to make something be.
No problem.
It's going to be a much more dynamic adventure than the one we played. Short.
Okay.
Short and sweet. Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah, Anthony.
I just want to. I don't think I have to apologize for Miss Cummings' behavior, but
no, of course not. It's
yes,
logical.
It's logical. It happens in a game. Don't worry about it.
It's
Anthony, I will never stop saying fuck you for whatever reason it is. There's always a reason to say fuck you to you, so you never have to apologize. It's all good.
You have. Go ahead.
She's a devious, evil, intelligent
Witch.
bitch.
Yeah.
And Bruce would have an attrition of her sooner or later. So
the thing is that you guys ended up having these tremendously opposing characters in terms of their criminality and legality, right? You had Bruce, who's essentially lawful good, and Elizabeth, who's kind of neutral evil, and this was this was going to crash. The same thing, like Elizabeth, Anthony, you played Elizabeth very appropriate. That is the type of decisions she would do. And Bruce is a moralistic, ethical white knight who would not ever be able to deal with the guilt of knowing he did these things, if he lied about it. And I can understand Bruce. I get, you're also playing Bruce as this utterly selfless and overly honest guy. Well, not honest, like law-abiding. But
Thank you.
So it was just it kind of this two crazy, this crazy, inevitable, dramatic clash of ethical outlooks.
And she feels like she almost turned him. Like when he said he was when he took the fall for shooting the Fed. I was like, and that could be you're coming to the dark side.
It's like
embrace your hate.
No, I must stay good with the Force. I must listen to Yoda. Okay. See you next week, guys.
All right, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed everything. Regardless, and awesome.
Yeah.
Talk to you guys.
Thanks, guys.
All right,
See you next week.
Take you all. Really good. Wonderful ending.
Enjoy your holidays, Anthony.
Thanks.
Yeah,
you too,
guys.
See you in 2021.
Later.